In fact, one of these to show you that this is indeed a legitimate Nintendo sanctioned copy of the game. There it is right there, along with many other games. You'll note many other good ass games that I want to play. I got some of the, I scooped up some of the Mario and Donkey Kong games. Got Mario 3, the cool one with the e-reader levels. Got Mario and Luigi games. I got Yoshi's Island. We got some Metroid. Needless to say, there is a lot of Nintendo in my future as far as games that I want to play. Although I'll make no guarantees when those will happen, or subsequent Mario games for that matter, because what I want to do, what I think I'm going to do, is that after we do Paper Mario, I think I might start Oblivion. I think I might go and start Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It's been on my list for probably at least 10 years at this point, and I've kind of been itching for like a juicy, with a capital J, juicy RPG that I can sink my teeth into. And I think Oblivion might scratch that itch. So that is kind of the planarino, my friends. Let's jump into this thing. Mario Party DS, they did. They did, and I've heard it's quite good. I've heard Mario Party DS is like shockingly good. There was the GBA game, which my understanding, I mean, people don't say it's bad, but it just isn't, it's not really the same. It's not really what people were looking for. I know it's cut off, but trust me, it should be fine once the game launches. But yeah, I went ahead and scooped up, it was like $7 anyway, so I was like, yeah, I might as well. Yeah, so confession time. Here, let's back out. Hold on, actually, I'm gonna see, can we like reset? I want to see if there's an intro thingy. Intro cutscene or something. Because yeah, I launched it so I could get the scene set up. Maybe there's like an intro cutscene that happens when we start a new file, that kind of thing. It's on the Switch and it is, yeah, the original Paper Mario, this one, which is nice. Mario Party DS, yeah, I'm excited. Oh, we can just watch it this way. Here we go. So I'll shut my mouth. Although we might see this cutscene as well when we start a new file. This notion of stars and granting wishes makes me think of Geno in Mario RPG, which was a very central part of that game's story. Except this fucker. I like the tape. They really lean into the paper aesthetic in this series, and it's fun. Bowser, you son of a bitch. I do like this aesthetic of like the paperified characters. It's a unique design. I mean, obviously it's Bowser, but I like how they I think did a good job of not just taking like existing character sprites and paperifying them. They like, you know, made new designs for everything. And that camera rotation, there's still like 3D elements, the little swivels. It's great. You want, yeah, you want to see this? Okay, so this cutscene is worth seeing then. The Star Kids. We got to get that Star Rod back, homies. It's got a good soundtrack. I think I've heard some of the songs in this game's soundtrack, as well as maybe Thousand Year Door. And from what I've heard, I'm inclined to agree. Nell and D-Man. I heard about that now. Yeah, they brought him back from Mario Party 5, and then there was nothing ever seen or heard from again. Alright, so this is like the advertised mode, so I think. Yeah, they're showing the combat, that kind of thing. And again, the whole timing notion I think is similar. Maybe not the same, but probably similar to Super Mario RPG. And again, I loved that game. Yeah, never again Nintendo has summarily agreed that they have been disowned at this point. So Intelligent Systems, that was the developer for this game. Let's go ahead and jump in. What's our file name gonna be? I don't know if I have enough characters for a Super Hobbit here. I gotta sneeze. I can put Hobbit. S-U-P-E-R-H. Yeah, I wouldn't have enough characters. Excuse me while I blow my nose like a gross bastard. Some good Mario characters. That's one of the things I've heard that was like something that people were sad about with Sticker Star and with Color Splash. That like, man, this game and Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario had like really cool supporting cast, like supporting characters and like villains and alternate, like a lot of cool things. And then Sticker Star and Color Splash, it's just Toads. Oops, all Toads. And it's like, that's nice, but the less character diversity was a bummer for some folks. Spur bit. Here, we can do this. Let's do S. Period. I'll be S. I'll be Shabbat. Oh no, I don't have enough characters for that, right? The space. Spaces are forbidden. Oh. There we go. Look at us. Being economical with our character usage. Toads, yeah, Toads all the way down. Which is a shame, because, yeah, that's one thing that many have decried. And again, I'm playing this on my main monitor with the Wii U controller, so it might be a little bit clunky, but hopefully it should be more or less a representative way to experience this game. It's not on original hardware, obviously, but with any luck, it'll get the job done. Now, this game, beginning similar to how Mario RPG started. I think Mario's house even looks the same. Does it have the pipe chimney? I remember the pipe chimney. But yeah, I think we receive a letter in Mario RPG, don't we? Oh no, well we fight Bowser at the very beginning. It's Luigi. So we eventually see Mario's house, but from Princess Peach. It's gonna be its own thing. That's a good point too. Yeah, it's like you wonder what was going on behind the scenes, because that might explain some of the disjointed nature. What's up, Mormosil? Thank you, my friend. I'm excited to play this. It's been, like I said, I'm a little bit embarrassed it's taken so long, but better late than never. Let's see what Peach had to say. A party involving the Mario Brothers. I wonder if this could, I feel like we could make a video game about this. I don't know. I hope there's gonna be cake. The last time Peach invited us over for cake, it led to a very normal adventure that definitely didn't involve collecting a bajillion stars and spanking Bowser 3 times. From distant towns. Tasty sweets. Entertainment. Hold up, I'm on my way, Peach. I really like this aesthetic. This makes me happy. And the fucking toilet swirl. Wonderful. I saw something not too long ago that suggested that in the Super Mario world, Super Mario universe, some pipes we can descend into as a form of travel. Some pipes in Mario 1 and 2 and 3, you press down the D-pad, nothing happens. That's because those pipes are actually utility pipes. That's because they're filled with shit and sewage. So the game is protecting us. How much have I been spoiled on? I don't think any. I guess that's one thing I should also make clear. You'll note that I don't have no backseating allowed as a tag, nor do I have backseating allowed as a tag. I'm somewhere in the middle. I would say I prefer for people to err on the side of caution. D-Man, you always do a good job, so I'm not worried about you. But just as a heads up for everybody else, if anybody was ever curious, generally speaking, I would prefer, err on the side of caution when it comes to spoilers. Absolutely when it comes to like narrative things. You know, if there's like a really cool character reveal or a shocking story development, don't be like, wow, Alex, are you excited for when spoiler happens? Like that, like don't do that. But like the one thing I always clarify is like whenever I'm watching somebody and they have like no spoilers ever in their title, like never ever spoilers ever, whenever they have that in their title, sometimes they might get stuck on something and it might take them a long time, or there might be a boss battle or something where there's somebody in the audience thinking to themselves, if they only knew about this one feature that they forgot about, or this one button they don't know about because the game doesn't describe it well, if like there's intel that could make this easier for everybody, because like the streamer is miserable, the chat is stressed out because they want to help but they can't, and people are you know, uncomfortable, they might even be leaving. I want to avoid that situation. So if I'm just at my wit's end and you, dear viewer, have the panacea to my maladies, then yes, I would say like in those instances it's fine to, you know, hit me with a hint or a nudge, a gentle nudge. But yeah, otherwise though, I try to allow some gray area, obviously. An actual interior, yeah, because I mean Mario 64 was like the only like inside of a castle thing we get to see. Instruction manual, that's right. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. Now it's time for a 9:30 beverage consummation. Consummation, that means you're gonna have some. I'm not gonna stick my dick in my water bottle, right? I'm not on stream at least. It's plastic anyway, I wouldn't, yeah. I mean, this part's metal, but this part up here is plastic. Wouldn't recommend it. I've stuck my dick in plastic once, it was one too many times. Lots of guests here, and oops, all toads, but that's fine. We'll have some non-toad things for sure. Nell says, do it. Nell says, fucking do it, homie. You won't. You're looking well. No, you're looking well, toad number 469. I like the MIDI guitar that we're hearing in this game soundtrack. Peach's Castle. What do you think, bro? Little bro. I think Luigi. Yeah, he's the taller, but he's the younger bro of the two bros. See that door? You can open it. Lux is like, Alex, what the fuck, man? It would get some reaction for sure. Yeah, get used to it now. Oh yeah, I'm already used to it. That's right. Yeah, we've graduated from Alex the cup of water. Hey, 500. Oh, there's my mom. Hi, mom. By the way, mom, I did get your message about the family member update. So yeah, we could talk more about it off stream, but I did see the update. So just some family stuff going on. Nothing too scary, but still, it's worth noting. We're playing a Mario game that I never played. It would have come out when I was a kid. It's an N64 game, so it came out when I was a kid. But I just never got around to it. I kind of missed it back then. But we're just starting it. I'm curious to see what it's all about. We're at Peach's Castle. We got our homie Luigi with us. I'm Mario over here. This is called Paper Mario. And well, the paper aesthetic is delightful. Peach has generously invited us over for a nice party, promising treats and entertainment, and I'm excited for all of it. That's my actual mom. For anybody curious, that is my verified mother. She's got the VIP badge because, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think she is a very important person, indeed. Luxrain it says, Alex, you're such a weird degenerate. It's probably not that surprising. Luxrain was playing Gartic with us just last night, so Luxrain knows all about our kind of degeneracy. What's up, Mr. Gobby? Speaking of fellow degenerates, have a good night now. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Always a pleasure, my friend. Restless. Oh, Peach has been restless. Okay. Like these Pippi Longstocking toads. Game looks odd. It will likely be odd and fun, no doubt. And I will go ahead and warn you, dear viewer. I tend to play these games fairly slow. I'll want to talk to everyone. I'll want to explore things. So much good food. Well, that's exciting. Hungry again. Let's eat. To the buffet table. I like how this toad's thinking. Gabi says, hey man, hot calling the kettle black out here, man. Yeah, fun memory. Yeah, I like I said, this game, I bet I would have enjoyed it if I would have played it as a kid, but yeah, there was one of many games I just, never got around to. And here I am some 20 years later, and some change maybe. All the way from Shiver region. You know he's the Shiver region because he's all donned in Arctic gear. Without Mama Hobbit, I wouldn't be here. Accurate, Nitro. Accurate. So she's... I mean, I already think she's a pretty important lady, but yes, definitely deserving the VIP status for my existence. Renting it, yeah. No, I definitely remember the fond memories. In fact, my mom might also remember the days of going to Blockbuster. So what we would do is, I think it was it Pizza Hut, or there was some establishment that would offer like promotional coupons where if you got like a personal pan pizza or a large pizza, you would get a little coupon where it's like you rent a movie, you can rent a game for free. So that was always like the highlight of like a Friday night. Like when it was just my mom and I, we would like go to Blockbuster. She'd rent a movie, I'd rent a game, and I would like, and let's be honest, I was getting the better in the deal, because a movie you watch once and you're like, that was nice. Video game, that can be dozens of hours of entertainment sometimes. So I have many fond memories of, certain games that I would rent, sometimes multiple times. What's up, Derek? Except the night, yeah, exactly, Derek. Like, you get people that are speedrunners, and then I'm over here, baby's first playthrough, like, I'm playing the video game. Those were the days. That's right. Yeah, dialogue in a Mario game. Yeah, usually dialogue in a Mario game consists of Mario, go rescue Peach. Okay, so Paper Mario and Mario RPG being games where it's, strangely narrative based. Visit us in the Shiver region. Yes, I have a feeling we're probably going to be exploring more about these regions fairly soon. I think we want to go to the main door. Look at that camera panning, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and suspect that we probably, we can go through some of these. Pizza and video games, baby. Hell yeah, that's right, D-Man, that's right. Taste tea. I love to cook, so this is the kitchen. Cook the whole darn thing. Oh, a little heart. That's very sweet. Used up all the ingredients. Time to go shopping. We can really appreciate some of the... I mean, again, the whole game isn't two-dimensional, obviously. It's called Paper Mario, and the characters, they swivel like they're made of paper. So, like, some of it is sprite-based, but otherwise, it's, there's actual little 3D models thrown in there for good measure. Good enough to cook food is delicious. As taste... Oh my god. I just got a taste tea. Taste tea. Why did that take me so long, man? That makes me very happy that there's puns of that caliber. Yeah, so many puns. I was perusing Twitter the other day, and somebody said that learning Japanese, like learning to read and speak Japanese, is infuriating because what ends up happening is you realize that 99% of Japanese character names are like ridiculous puns. So the puns don't make sense when they're translated into English, or when English speakers hear them, but to a Japanese speaker, they might go like, oh, I get why they're named that way. So if you are sensitive to puns, if puns deal an unpleasant amount of psychic damage to you, then let that be a warning. Okay, so I can't jump over that. Curiosity. Okay, I'm like pressing different buttons. There's that button, obviously. I'm pressing different buttons to see if there's like any menus I should be aware of. To continue. Okay, that makes me happy, as they should. One of my favorite. Of course, I never played this game back in the day, but getting to a little bit later in life, I am reminded of one thing. I think in Nintendo Power, there were some really cool advertising campaigns for this game. In fact, I might even see if I can look it up, but there was... In fact, yes, you know what? I will go and look this up, because I think it's kind of neat, and it'll take me very little time at all to find this. I think you will appreciate this, dear viewer. Paper Mario Nintendo Power advertisement. Because it was really, really fucking clever. Here it is. Yep, here it is. Went right to it. Check this crap out, man. Isn't this... Here, I know you can't see it yet. There we go. So, this one right here. Isn't this genius? Free demo with a little, like, the little paper cutout sign right there. That's all it was. It's so simple. I'm not exactly an advertising guru. I've never worked in an advertising agency. I've watched all of Mad Men, and so has my mom. So, you know, that's, I guess, my experience with advertising. But it's simple. It's eye-catching. It's unique. It's, like, clever. Love it. Absolutely love it. So I think that's just so fun. Anyway, just a quick aside. When I think of the late 90s and early 2000s video game advertising years, there was some questionable ones, but there were some fun ones too. Some punishment. That's right. That's right. Puns. Add to. Okay, good. It's like not psychic damage, psychic healing. Also a penguin. Several toads and a penguin. Wants to stay here forever. What's up, bud? Our private chambers. Is this for private chambers? I don't know if that seems uncouth for me to just enter all willy-nilly. Oh wait, that's not her. Okay. Another layer awaits us. Minister of Princess Peach's castle. Oh, it's so nice. Our future looks bright. Some delicious cake. Here, how do I consume these nice treats on this table here? Whoop. Hello, Mario. Your outfit is fabulous. Well, we dressed for the occasion, didn't we? We'll say that we're wearing our formal red hat and overalls. You know, really spice things up. Like how I'm wearing my really formal Frank Zappa t-shirt for the stream. Romantic place, you say? Ooh. Toad. The ultimate wingman. What a homie. What happened to the king and queen? A fair question, Fivefinger. Yeah, I wonder if that's like ever hinted at in any like official Mario lore. Probably the bit. Yeah, honestly, definitely from an interior perspective, we never get to see the inside. To this degree, at least. More about the Shiver region. Koopa Village. Okay. Dry outpost. Lots of folks. I guess this kind of serves as a sample platter of some of the biomes and areas we'll later explore. Where are you from? Oh wait, no, we're Mario. Never mind. I'm from the Super region. Hence Super Mario. Dry outpost. This place is cool and comfy. Get to chill with Princess Peach. Very nice. This little mouse friend reminds me of Mouser, one of the bosses in Mario 2. Nomad Mouse. Everyone here is nice. Aw, that's very sweet. Special man in her life? She's a lovely lady. Well, if we can take the advice of this other toad, maybe that can be a certain Mario man. Cutting edge of fashion. Oh wait, no, we already tried this person. I like his hat. He's the mayor. With Frosty. I want to meet this Frosty lad. Koopa Village. What a wonderful lady. So we got a door to the side there to check out. This is there's a toad standing guard here. Doesn't open. Alright, I'm gonna guess this is the private quarters. The Frosty lad. Oh, she's just not in there. Okay. So we're probably going up to the top room then. None of these open yet. Just a trainee, sir. I'm super nervous. That's okay. You're doing a great job. You're doing your best. Just no guests here. Except me, although we're like the guest of honor, so we get special treatment. Is this a fainting couch? Or like a therapist couch, kind of, sort of. What's this? Private chambers. I'm going in too, I guess. Just inviting myself in. I like how you can kind of tell that's just a flat image in the background, I'm pretty sure. And the lighting effect also might be flat, but still, I think it adds to the charm. It's kind of a fun lo-fi charm. Also, like, as we get farther away from the party, the music gets a little bit quieter. Just to see you, Peach. And get some snacks, too. It's a big party, no one's wearing masks. It's a little bit exhausting, for sure. Just the two of us. Oh, snap. Let's head out to the balcony. That sounds nice. But wait. D-Man called it. It begins. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing, Derek. Peach's fireplace secret wink. Because for us English audience members, when we played it and we found Peach's clandestine item in the fireplace, it's called Peach's question mark question mark question mark. But my understanding is that in Japanese, like question mark, like a bunch of question marks isn't really like indicative of an unknown thing. It's more indicative of like several questions. So it didn't make as much sense in the Japanese version of the game to have Peach's question mark question mark question mark. Instead, they will like denote an unknown object with XXX, which in English has the unfortunate correlation, or not correlate, the unfortunate like what's the word I'm looking for here? It just has an unfortunate label of being like pornographic. So the joke for all of us is that whenever there's no discussion of like the Japanese version of Mario RPG, is that, oh yes, Mario finds Peach's porn stash near her fireplace, and it's really weird. Anyway, so the castle is moving. There's a big creature underneath all this. It's dark AF right now. What the hell's going on? Bowser, you son of a bitch. I will piss directly in your oatmeal if you so much as touch her. Thank you to Lux for the hydrate, by the way. Made the ground shake. He thinks he's so proud of himself, this son of a bitch. So, oh, okay, so we're on top of his castle. I was not expecting that. Wonder if this takes place... It's probably a separate cinematic universe to Mario RPG. Because in Mario RPG, you know, you actually... You have Peach and Bowser in your party simultaneously. So it's like, hey, maybe we're friends. In this game, nah, there's no alliances. Alright, so I'd like to see you try, mofo. Just as annoying as ever. How many times do you have to teach you this lesson, old Bowser? Bowser's like, alright, you got me there. The track record is not in my favor. The scorecards got a couple of checks on the L column for old Bowsy boy. But this time will be different. Oh, that's good to know, 5 agree. Yeah, with Super Paper Mario. That there are developments. Alright, so this is our first combat action. Yeah, half a century. Yeah, you know, he was just charging up, right? He was just charging his power level, taking all those losses. Alright, so we can jump and nothing else. Alright, jump. I did 1 damage. Alright, time to find out what like the timing of this is. Whoa, 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 whoa! I like that spin. It's different from Mario RPG, understandably. It's not it either. The game will probably give me a tutorial, but I was like, I wonder if I can suss this out myself. A thorn in my side. He's got the star rod. Behold, the most powerful spell of all. Are you ready to meet God? He's got a gun. Are you ready to meet your maker, Mario? He was just charging up, man. That's right. Any wish in the world. Wish for more star rods then, clearly. Yo, Supernova. Thank you, Supernova, for that very kind raid. We have Supernova and also Nitro Nova. Oh, goodness. I just forgot about this, by the way. Our extra life points, as you can see in the top left part of my overlay, is well over 100 points. Actually, no, I'll wait till it gets 200, then I'll do a $10 donation. Never mind. Anyway, thank you, Supernova, for your very kind raid. Hope you're doing well. We're playing some Paper Mario. Excuse me, it's my first time ever playing this game. And it's all very exciting. Let me do a quick shout out for you, my friend. How was your stream, Supernova? Hope it was a good one. We were playing some Kirby. Excellent. Excellent. I hope it was good. I know I've yet to play that one myself, but I've heard from many people that have played it that it's super good. I hope you're loving it. The game looks delightful. What other kinds of things do you stream, Supernova? You can tell I'm playing Paper Mario, but this is my first time ever playing it. I'm intending to do a full playthrough on stream. It's all very exciting. Took me 20 plus years to get around to this game, but better late than never. So he's powered up with star power. So he's all hopped up on star power cocaine and oh, 3 damage, Jesus. Yeah, danger zone, man. I don't have anything else. I don't have any strategies. I got no items. I left my powerful things back at home. Obviously, you know, we don't really dress for the occasion. Oof, no damage. Oof, now looking good for old Mario, man. Enjoying it so far, Supernova. Excellent. Yeah, like I said, I've heard it's so good. You never played it? Yeah, I'm in the same boat actually, Supernova. I've played Mario RPG and I loved it, but yeah, it's taken me forever to get around to this one. So better late than never. And there's several games in the series. Take some vitamins because it didn't hurt at all, he says. Woo! I do like the damage animation, by the way. A lot of Switch games, nice, excellent. Yeah, I have many Nintendo games on my docket of things to stream, so I'm right there with you. There's a lot there. Not even worth your time. Oh, right when he's got us on the ropes. Oh no, I thought he was just gonna leave. 9999 damage. Ugh. Flattened. And that was fire damage where, you know, since we're made of paper, it's super effective. But I was just like, holy fuck. Finally. Using the power of the Star Rod. He says, I am unstoppable. Stream's going well. Thank you for asking, Supernova. Yeah, we've like I said, just starting this one. I play a lot of roguelike and roguelite games, at least lately. But yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot of this for sure. I also have plans to play like some Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, some of those kinds of games. So a lot of things in my future, but yeah, this one's going pretty well so far. I'm hoping that some of the experience we've had with Super Mario RPG will carry over into this game with its combat system, that kind of thing. Because Mario RPG is such a good game, but I'll be curious to see where this one differs. Is he gonna teleport us away? No, he's just gonna strike us with lightning. Rude. And of course, yeah, he's got his own army. It's getting like a Mario roguelike. I would not oppose this notion, Five Figure. We have a Mario turn-based tactical strategy game, courtesy of the Mario and Rabbids game, Rabbids Kingdom game. In fact, there's a sequel that's being worked on as well. So if we can have a tactical like XCOM Mario game, then I say the sky's the limit, baby. So that was a prologue. Oh, yeah, so what's like more like Pooper Mario? Oh, actually, that could go multiple ways because that could be super, as in pooper, or paper instead of pooper. So it all works out. Hey, what's up, Master of Games? Good to see you, bud. Yeah, thank you for joining in on, again, shouts to Supernova. Helping us out with a very nice raid. It's very generous of them. What's up, by Rossi? A Mario MOBA. I know that with, there was kind of a Mario Battle Royale game with Super Mario 35. RIP. Still love that game, but I'm still sad it's gone. Get ourselves a MOBA. Get ourselves an 18+ visual novel. With, you know, questionable cutscenes. Imagine the possibilities, right? Oh no, it's okay. No, it's not your fault, Master. I'm the one that's weird, because, of course, for a lot of us that stream, we recognize that last year there was like all those hate raids that were happening on stream. I've never gotten hate raided, but one of the controls that Twitch added in was like the phone verification thing to like make sure that when people when I send a message that they're like using a verified account. So it's something I set up, and I probably don't need to have it set up. It's like extra security, but it's probably like a bit much. But I appreciate you joining in, and thank you for jumping through those hoops, Master of Games, for joining in. The downside, of course, is that people hitting the crossfire are people that are perfectly, normal people that just want to chat in a Twitch stream. The fact they have to, I'm forcing you to jump through hoops is, a bummer for you guys, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And since we're just getting started, Mario has sustained, grave injuries, but these star friends seem confident we'll make a full recovery. Bowser's got the star rod. He's a dangerous SOB. All is lost? Hey, man. We ain't giving up that easily. Keep it together, that's right. I mean, in so many Mario games, Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, even Sunshine, we're collecting all these stars. About time they help us out, right? It's only fair. That's all we can do. They just did one of these and stuck a band-aid on our forehead. Who's this friend? I like your little bow tie, or, hair bow thing. Who's this strange lad? The one and only. He won't wake up. He's dead. He's not dead. He's fine. He had an extra life. Maybe. Goomba? Goombario? What? Oh, that's a nice transition. I like your mustache. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Five Finger. They said the one and only Mario. I'm thinking of, like, how in Ocarina of Time, you help out the Gorons, and one of the Gorons names their son after you. And then you meet that Goron later on when you're an adult. So, like, people... if you've named him Link, then the Goron's name is Link. Has nobody ever thought, like, Mario's so cool, I'm gonna name my kid after him in the Mario universe? So, the notion of, like, yeah, if you name your child Mario, we will murder them. That is an illegal baby name, sir. I'm issuing you a citation. It's right, yeah, it was a combination of the damage he sustained from Bowser and the shrooms that Peach had laced all the food with unknowingly. Oh, yeah. Oh, but thank you, Supernova. Again, thank you to Supernova for that raid. It was very nice of you, and thank you for the kind words. And yes, of course, for anybody joining in, I know it is getting kind of late for some time zones, so no shame if bedtime approaches. I'll be going for a couple hours, though, for sure. Probably for another 2, maybe 3 hours, so we're in it for, not the long haul, but a not short haul. I'm a fan of things that are short, since I'm a hobbit, after all. Something important, you say? But I can't talk about it here. Shooting Star Summit. Hope Mario's hearing all this. His last name is Mario. Verified Cinematic Mario Universe verified last name. So where the crap am I, dude? For days and days. How long have I been gone? How long have I been out, man? The world's a changed place now. You just imagine, yeah, this whole game is just one big unintended shroom trip. West of Toad Town. So that's the thing. Usually Goombas are, in using other Mario games as historical evidence, usually Goombas are less than kind to us. Or maybe we're less than kind to them. But just a single family of Goombas. Maybe they're alright. Maybe they're chill. They're the nicest one. They're the nice ones. It's okay. Tanking is more. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's all mind games. Okay, yeah, totally fine, Fiverr. I appreciate you stopping in. It's always nice getting to chat with you. They found me and carried us all the way here. That is impressive. Ding. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing, Ogasa. They're the good ones, I promise. Start with a mustache. That's right. That also was a shroom-laced hallucination. Maybe just he landed kind of hard on his head when he got ejected from the castle earlier. I keep wanting to read that as Star Heaven. Star Haven. Beep. Anytime you get tired. Wondering if there's like a thing, like I know in some RPGs, when you sustain damage and you find some select number of beds, you can like sleep in the bed and it restores your HP. I was wondering if this would have a similar kind of deal. Nice. That's a cool transition, isn't that? That's really nice. I like that. Very seamless. Hello, friend. I like your little hat. Goombario. Okay, so there it is. So that's how they get it. How do they name their children after Mario without making it exactly the same? Your biggest fan. All right, now I could be mean and be like, let me jump on you like I've jumped on. Oh wait, hold on. There's multiple dialogue. You've been everywhere. Oh, okay. The coolest, yeah. I could be, you know, really mean about this, given Mario's track record with other Goombas. It has not always been a positive relationship. Just lying there asleep for so long, presumed dead. Like this Goomba has just the one tooth, one teethers. Yeah, so we get sometimes multiple dialogue. Goomba and Goombario. Okay. There's always something weird. Clearly, Lux, what's happening is that we get weird when you leave. So, you should never leave, ever. It's all your fault. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I think what it is that when left to my own devices, I always slink down into some questionable avenues. It's in my nature. Had to fix the gate before we can leave. An earthquake. Oh, right. Yeah. Where Bowser's castle enveloped Peaches. I fixed it in a jiffy. I'm gonna go ahead and venture on a limb and suggest this might be a save point. And of course, we are playing this through the Wii U emulator Dilly Bopper, so we can make save states if we wanted to. But we'll do it legit though. Lux says, like, Alex, I can't just stay here forever, man. I have needs. I need food. I'm like jumping to see if there's like a ground pound button. If there is, we don't have it yet. Like how the world just drops off. Literally living on the edge, man. So let's go talk with the patriarch of the family. Oh, this is grandma, never mind. Matriarch, then. Goomba grandmother, that's hence the name. I wonder if she always had that name. It's like, you know how there's like stereotypical old dude and old lady names? It's like, imagine like a 2-year-old named Ethel or I don't know, Evelyn. I'm just thinking of like stereotypical old lady names. Goombaria. She looks like I did when I was young. So the lady Mario name for a Goomba friend. It's a cozy place you got here, lady. I like this idle animation. This makes me happy. What's going on, bud? He's like, oh, Jesus. You startled me. The Goomba grandfather. I put it together. I wonder how he's fixing this without his arms. Or without having arms, rather. It's right at the castle, yep. We got to see all of it ourselves. Okay. Quite a looker. Oh my. Wasn't expecting a gushing granny Goomba tonight, but here we are. 10 years younger and single, of course. I wonder, like, what is the average lifespan of a Goomba? When Mario isn't around, that is, stomping on them. It's 10 years younger. Human years is, you know, not that long. What a cool dude. Toad Town and Shooting Star Summit. That is where we were told to go. The best of the bad guys. I don't even want to know. Yeah. The answer is that he probably uses his mouth, but chomps down on stuff. Also, I like that when you go through a door. Isn't that cool? Like the walls kind of fold down like a pop-up book. I just love how they lean into the 2D aesthetic. And one thing I'm kind of curious about is that one's locked. Train and tell people I wants to be just like me. I'm getting into danger. That's right. Can I go this way? I can. Here's where we crash landed earlier. Okay, when they said they dragged us all the way back, I didn't think they meant like 10 yards. Still, it's a thought that counts. Still not sure what this is. Seems like the kind of thing I could ground pound onto. I know you get a hammer later on, so we'll see. Can't go with me, so we have to stay here instead. Toad Town, nice. Which would be the home of her castle, except her castle's gone. And the Shooting Star Summit is beyond that. Like we just met, it's literally been a matter of minutes. Wait, who's saying? Oh wait, hold on, that music changed. I was gonna say, that's not a good yee-hee. That's a bad yee-hee. Taking such a beating. So I just love these character designs. They're so expressive. Cammy Koopa. I'm beautiful, she insists. I'm just here to deliver a message, she says. Here's a gift from him, she says. Oh gosh. What are you doing, lady? You bet we just fixed that thing, dude. You will kneel and weep. I'm starting to think that person's not a good guy. Yeah, we just fixed the gate, man. Again, it's happened a lot. This could be a problem. Agreed. You've got a hammer. You've captured my attention. Okay, so he was using a hammer. That's how he was doing it. And I'm assuming this hammer is, you know, probably not a teensy tiny one. So it begs the question of how he was doing that all on his own. It's okay, yeah, it's like now I'm inclined to sometimes double check dialogue to make sure I'm not missing anything fun. Oh! Oh! Yes. For a second I was like, whoa, did the game just not load something? Nope, there was an event. Something transpired here. Oh, that's delightful. Confirm fall damage isn't a thing to worry about here. Where are you, Gramps? Okay, no, okay, he's fine. I was worried he was among the wreckage. Crashing noise, the veranda collapse. Oh, God. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Rather it be us than Granny. Only we had a hammer. Well, when you've got a badass hammer, everything's a nail, or in this case, everything's a hammerable block. Let's look for it. Oh, I got a buddy. Oh, and he jumps when I jump? Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so we'd use the hammer to break this thing. Probably like in the next screen over. Ooh, shiny. See if it is indeed back this way. Somewhere around here. Ah, thank you for the visual. Ooh, so you can search bushes. Ooh. So we would eventually use the hammer to break this thing right here. So some things are going to be searchable. Switchable. Ooh. Multiple shinies. Ooh, excuse me. Goodness. I have not been sneezing that much. But over the last, like, half an hour, or an hour, so I've been suddenly sneezing all over the place. So it's a badge point, not coins. Oh wait, no, maybe they are different, actually. We have no hammer. We have normal boots. Level 1. 10 HP, 5 flower points. Pretty lame, but we're only starting out. We will power ourselves up in ways nobody would have ever thought. No key items, no spirits. Lots of things on the map to eventually explore. It's a lot of cool things. A lot of cool places to eventually check out in this cool game. Thank you, Lux. Yeah, it's allergies, man. It's been annoying lately. Annoying, but, you know, if that's worse than it is, then we can deal. Gotta be in one of these. Whoop. Hey, there it is. I found notification. That's kind of like a fun jingle. Yeah, that's a good one. Go back to the Donkey Kong days, by the way. Mario's swinging a hammer around. Trees make them sway. Stuff might even fall out. Sure enough, stuff done fell out. Oh, okay. I thought I had to use the hammer for these. Kind of makes sense, though. I mean, Mario's got a storied history with plain blocks. And being able to jump into them like a badass. Ooh, what are you? Dolly. Looks just like Peachy. Oh, perfect. So she would have dropped it from up top then, having it land in a tree. How almost makes one feel like looking around everywhere. That is a video game itch I enjoy scratching. Like, you know, slapping things and seeing what sticks. Or otherwise. Guess that bush is not searchable, nor is it hammerable. I like that he jumps with me, that's kind of fun. Let's see, I think I checked... Oh, I haven't checked those. Sure enough, yep. Slap it once and it's good. Well, I don't anticipate any dangers in between this location and then getting back to the main area. But generally speaking, I'll try to just be in the habit of saving whenever I can. It'd be one thing if we were mid-dungeon or something, but can't see this being particularly dangerous. Head for home, that's right. Uh-oh, I spoke too soon. This is my playground. Is that like a newborn Koopa or like a newborn Bowser child thing? Master Junior Trooper. Answers my question. Bit of a bully, obviously. Classic. Still wearing his eggshell. Don't take any lip. Don't take no shit from anyone. Quote Billy Joel. Monitor my progress. Cool. I'm gonna smack this child with a hammer. Strategies. Do nothing. This is good job. Thumbs up. Woo! See how the jump does. So same damage. Getting warmed up, he says. Almost got him. Okay. All right. Thanks for the pep talk. Special attack. Bit more damage. Well, sure enough. Smacked his ass down. Star points. 100, you go up a level. Excellent. 20. Wow. It's more than I was thinking. I'll be back. And by that, I mean I'm back right now. I want to hammer everything, man. Again, you got a really good hammer. Everything's a nail. That's how it works. Ooh. Lucky. And a few other things. Let's see, I guess that'd be the equivalent of this. Yeah. It's kind of nice. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Although I guess I was down some HP, so I guess it makes sense. I mean, so I need to remember that, yes, A and B are reversed than how I sometimes think they might be. Nothing else here. Yeah, I can't just open this shit up. Yes, immediately. Yeah, that's the part I was unexpecting. Oh, see, yeah. So I should have saved the mushroom. That's okay. Yes, I'm gonna guess this requires like fancy hammer. Nothing. Aw, shucks. I recognize these types of springs also from Mario RPG. So I'm glad that's been carried over. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If this is anything like Mario RPG, we probably won't exactly be desperate for supplies. Hey, there's little like some cracks showing in the wall, which is interesting. Some flower power. At least I'm guessing that's what that was. Oh, never mind. I was thinking this would restore flower power. Burns enemies with firepower. Good to know. Nothing else here. The bad Goombas. Aha, there are the villainous ones. Attack an enemy in the field with a jump or a hammer. Ooh, that's kind of cool. First strike. Yes, if we need to take them out, if there's no other way. And of course I could stand to level our guy up, so it's shiny up here. First strike. So yeah, we have items now. We could attempt to run away. Fuck that though. Actually no, I'm gonna try to jump. Historically, Goombas are susceptible to jumping shenanigans. 2 whole points. And a coin. Can't break these. Can I jump from here? Probably not. Well, not quite. Not quite. Like your little hat. Oh, that's probably a jump-resistant hat. Yeah, exactly. Anti-jumping maneuvers. Okay, it's good to know they have exactly 2 HP. Goombas in this region, at least. They drop health sometimes, which is nice. Oh, I think I did not get the first strike that time. Yeah. 2 of them. Oh, hammer doesn't reach air enemies. Good to know. Jump over one enemy to attack one behind it. Good to know. I mean, I see no reason to not just go for the first one. Oh, and that, like, takes him out. Or takes him out of the sky, at least. So then I could do this. Oh, I probably should have just finished the other one, shouldn't I? So we're assuming that they all have 2 HP. Danger! That's fine. I do kind of appreciate how this game's scale for, like, damage and HP is a lot smaller than other games. Other RPGs. I kind of like that, actually. It's like, you know, when you're able to do nicer numbers, it feels like a real progression in that sense. He's being very helpful. He's a good, helpful lad. More coins. And then what's this fancy thing? Star piece. Sounds nice. So we'll have to wait and see what that one is. Honestly, I just like watching Grandpa Goomba jump with the greatest of ease. He's a nimble lad given his age. We're back. Again, we're not going to question how we unlocked that. We were just gone. And the veranda. Oh, I was thinking the hammer was gonna be their way of saying thanks. So if there's something else they're gonna be bequeathing to us. Oh, the dolly, that's right. I'll be a nice guy. I'll do it. The little heart makes me happy. It was the plot key, that's right. Some characters have plot armor, so others have plot keys. Just don't drop her off of any more cliffs, please. Another star piece. Excellent. Aww. So sweet. Beat up your enemies. Do you work out? Yeah, fam. Always. Reading books. Yes, yes. Now, Mario cut his teeth on, construction zones and fighting large apes. And jumping on Goombas. The bad Goombas, obviously. What's up, Pelican? Oh, yeah, like a, the rolling dolly things. I was thinking a dolly of the Parton variety, specifically. All excellent dollies. Strong like me, that's right. The big muscles. His head is as hard as a rock. It's gotta start somewhere, man. The head bonk move is hella good. But it is true. He's like, I am pretty badass. The legends are accurate. Just rapping, you know? Isn't that some, like, nice late 90s terminology? As one does. Ooh. So that's gonna be something that uses flower power, I think. I'm guessing. So just more jump attack damage. Oh, it's something you have to equip then, okay. I would love a quick lesson. Okay. Let's go to that there badges tab. There it is. So we got the full list. Wearing badges often takes badge points. We have 3 of them. Okay. And if we were to take it off, got it. Nice. You need flower points to... Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I did. HP and flower points. Excellent. Flower power. That's correct. For once, Mario's gonna save the princess. It's never happened before. This is the first time they've ever gone with this narrative technique in a Mario game. We're gonna mess him up. That's right. So we got the hammer. Lower back pain. Dude, it hits all of us, man. No shame. We're going on an adventure. Princess rescuing. Evil times are upon us. Do we get a buddy? Oh yeah! So we got a buddy, hell yeah. Our first party member. So he thinks about people, places, or things nearby. I like that illustration. It's correct, D-Man. Yeah, it's never gonna happen again either. It's a one-time or two-time only deal. Head bonk. We just heard about his head bonk. Tell you about an enemy's features and HP. That's good. A worthy companion indeed. Time for a nap. Welcome to the parties, my child. My biological son. We'll learn that Mario is the biological father. That's why they named him after him. Goombario, we wanted to wait until you were old enough to understand. If you were wondering why you had features resembling a short Italian man and also a Goomba, it's because, well, we adopted you. It's because Mario's not a very responsible father, okay? It was a whole ordeal. But we think you're old enough now to appreciate that your Mario-esque prowess is not just It's in your genes as well. God. This raises questions that I don't want answered. HP's a little low. Let's take a nappy at the Toad House. And he follows us. Hey, what a buddy. Excellent. We're hanging out with the homeboy Mario. Going out into the world. They grow up so fast. Sheesh, Mom. Wear a sweater when it's cold. Wash behind your ears. Lift the seat, you know, all that jazz. Goombario. All the fun adventures. When I grow up, can I go on an adventure too? We shall see. Let's take a nap. Power nap in the Toad House. House of Toad. Refresh your body and mind. I will take a nap. Power nap. Yes, yep, excellent, yeah. Yeah, get the impression C right is for, or maybe it was left, for inventory. Up his status, which is good. And switch to, oh, that's, so if I had multiple partners, or party members, that's nice. He's a regular Toad, yeah, you know. Manager of this here Toad House. Good place to take a rest. Goom nuts. I wasn't ready for the word goom nuts, but here we are. Sure enough, I've acquired the nut. Nut. 3 flower power, very nice. Our first flower power restorative item. We're happy to have it. So obviously breaking this block over here is the thing. What about this? Oh, I thought I was so smart. One thing I should make sure I do. Let's equip that bad boy. Power jump is something that we would only bust out for real scary bad guys, but we have it though, which is nice. Have it equipped. And there's nothing else back here, was there? The veranda's probably still out of commission for a while. Don't overwork, take a rest when you're weary. Solid advice. Fine, upstanding young Goomba by the time you return. Yeah. Pray tell. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been sealed off. Probably for the best. A nut in my inventory. A nut in my pants. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see the correlation. I Rossi. Just you wait. Spent so much time training. Problem solved. Easy. There might be difficulties, so try not to overdo it. Be watchful, stay cool, and a calm mind will take you far. We have all those things in spades. That's how Goomba sound. If not for my vocal cord thing, I would love to do an impression of how that might sound. Beware of Goombas. Like this one, for instance. That was actually a pretty good goof. Like a pretty good, like, little moment of, like, yeah, Goombas, like this one. Change the word of attack, which is nice. So let's see, that would be this button? No. So this guy, what can he do? What can he do? He does the head bonk. Or we can check their HP. Let's see what the head bonk is like. Fuck him up. 1 damage, hell yeah. Of course, we already did 1 damage to him. How cracked I am. Cracked with my gamer skills, or cracked with my, like, fucking weird humor? The answer could very well be yes. Some Goomba, that's right, yeah, Goomba infighting. So we got the dub here. So let's go ahead and finish this lad off. I'll have you weaken this lad down. But don't worry. We'll finish him off soon enough. We're almost 1/5, or no, 2/5 to a new level, which is exciting. Of course, I got this guy if we wanted to be fancy. We'll do a regular jump. We'll go for the jumping pattern for this one. Just being in sync, in sequence like this. I will be kind of curious to see what the leveling system for this game is like, again, in comparison to Mario RPG. I'm trying not to compare everything about this game to Mario RPG, but it's what I know the most, relatively speaking at least. So I guess I can't help but look for those comparisons when they're there. Bonk. So we know that the hammer would do us no good, and the flying lads. And that's actually interesting because, yeah, if we had a character that could only attack ground enemies, or a character that could only attack flying enemies, then the order would matter. Right now it doesn't too much, because it seems like jumping works across the board. Except for the guys with the helmets, then it would matter. So I can already see where the strategery could potentially come into play. Should be able to have him attack this lad, no problemo. Bonk. I do appreciate that Mario takes point. So he's the one tanking the hits, man. In Mario RPG, you had to sometimes babysit the more vulnerable members of your party. This one, Mario says, nah, stay back. I got this shit, man. I got this shit. I'll take the heat. Also, I've noticed the hammer is pretty generous with the range that it allows when you're going for that preemptive strike. Finish him. We have crossed the halfway point, by the way. A new level. Whoop, get the coins. Oh. Close call badge, you say? Things get desperate. The bad guys might lose. The bad guys might lose, might falter. Maybe the idea is the bad guy's about to finish Mario off, but then they think to themselves, can I really take a life? They, like, question the ethical situation they find themselves in. They're like, do I really have what it takes to end another life? To snuff something's existence out before my very eyes and watch its life fade before my face? Which then allows Mario to then come back and kill them instead. Anyway, let's go ahead and equip it. Might as well. Eventually, we'll probably have to pick and choose, but for now, might as well. Yeah, 5 HP or lower, yeah. Eat a mushroom. Like this one? Like this one. Whoop. Ah, okay. I should have pressed forward. Alright, yes. We just went over this earlier. Inevitably, we're gonna get more tankier enemies. So I'm appreciating that for now. You know, I'm actually gonna try the power jump. Let's see what this is all about. 3 damage. Hell yeah. Danger zone. That's fine. We'll jump to action. Also, I just noticed in the background the clouds being strung up by little strings. Lovely. We got health back anyway, so it's NBD. Look at that. Full restore. Lovely. Ooh. Suspicious guy. Oh, what? So you want to be a big shot, didn't you? Just had to open up your mouth. The Goomba King, you say? The Goomba Bros. It's because their last name is Goomba. What's up, Alina? Good to see you, bud. It's my first time ever playing this game, and I'm liking it so far. I know it's a classic. It's a shame Blue Goomba couldn't just be shorthanded to Bloomba, but what would you call Red Goomba? Redba? Nah, it doesn't really work as well. So probably a mini boss battle. Oh yeah, totally understandable, Lina. I know it is getting kind of late for some folks. You're playing this cool little game. We got this thing if we ever wanted to, you know, bust this out. I think we will probably just bust out the power jumperinos. Let's unload on Blue Boy here. Mess him up real good. Some of this. Some of this. The same attack we've seen other bad guys use. Would I recommend it? I mean, I'm liking it so far. I am, admittedly, I'm like an hour and some change in. So it's pretty early on. But I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. It is a series that is beloved by many. And I really, really like Super Mario RPG. So I would say for somebody like myself, it makes sense. I know not everybody loves Super Mario RPG like I do. But it seems like across the board, it's a pretty well beloved series. So if you like Mario and you like RPGs and like turn-based kinds of games, it's pretty sick. It's pretty darn good, I'd say. That's right, Alana. Yeah, if you can trust D-Man's acumen when it comes to these things. We've murdered his little brother. More Goomba on Goomba infighting. Ooh, a Roomba. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I should have thought of that. That's way better. It's way better than anything I could have thought of. Roomba. Like how they're kind of like juking. Just as like an idle animation. It's kind of fun. Yeah, the one downside is that this particular game is, you know, it's an older game, and it was on the N64. If you have a Switch, and you have the N64 Switch Online tier package for the Switch Online dealio, then you would have the ability to play it. But if not, then yeah, it's, you know, that subscription service is kind of expensive for some, so not everyone has it, has it available to them necessarily. Of course, there's emulation. There's always that. In my particular case, I'm playing the Wii U version, which, in my case, I think I spent like $7. Maybe it was $10 for just so I would own a copy, as opposed to the subscription model. Right, so he wasn't dead. We just injured them. I'm sure we'll probably fight them again. Save completed. The PC. Yeah, if nothing else, there's always emulation. I mean, I know that not everybody... I know people have different opinions on emulation, but I would say, yeah, there are some times where, like earlier I was talking about Thousand Year Door, this game's sequel. I would love to play it, but since I don't have a physical copy, and there's no way to play... Yeah, there's very few ways to play, like, official game copies of GameCube games on modern consoles. Darn it. Without like having already owned a physical copy. So in that particular case, if I were to stream 1000 Year Door, I would probably just go the emulation route. It's either that or, yeah, spend like... Actually, I'm gonna go ahead... Actually, no, might have flower power. It's either that or dish out like at least $100. You know, probably $100 to a few $100s for a used copy on eBay. So it's just not worth it in my opinion. Can't play. Exactly. That's the main reason why I'll admit I'm actually not usually a huge fan of emulators, because a lot of times, well, I shouldn't say a lot of times, depending on the emulator, sometimes getting the controls to work can be a nightmare. Sometimes certain games just don't emulate well. Or certain emulators have like specific needs to make certain games work well. There's compatibility issues sometimes with operating systems. I mean, there's all these other factors. But if you can get it working, sometimes an emulated game can actually function better in some ways, or at least can have unique enhancements compared to the original. So there can be, you know, benefits. So there's trade-offs, like many things. At least, yeah, I'm thinking, I would expect probably like a few hundred, I'm guessing, because it's such a beloved game that's been out of print for years. Go back for the... I was thinking the same thing, D-Man. It's like, yeah, we're getting a little bit low on health. Like, I might go back for a double hit. Like, uh-oh. What's this? I like his, like, googly eyes. Tamagotchi. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's ways to, yeah, make that work for you. Yeah, emulators can be very nice. It's just I usually try to avoid using them if I can help it, especially if I have, you know, the means to play the game normally and if the game is readily available. But if a game is not readily available or like is way too expensive, then I'm more, you know, I'm more leaning towards going for the emulation route. Not one step, he says. When he said, "Are you scared, little man?" that reminded me of the episode of Next Generation. Star Trek Next Generation, where Data's like, Are you prepared for the death you've earned, little man? Yeah, I was hoping for an opportunity to heal, but no, we're just going right into it. We might not have the juice for this fight. I might have to take an L and then come back again. Support the dead. Well, yeah, there's that element of it too. Yeah, I'm thinking of it just more selfishly, just in a, you know, in a consistent user experience kind of thing. But yes, there's that element of it too. Which episode? I'm trying to remember. It might have been one of the movies, actually. Because I think it might have been like one of the dream sequence things. Like, because that's kind of out of character for Data to say something like that. But I've seen the clip that was posted on YouTube. Like, it was like an out of context Data moment. Well, that's a good point. Maybe they are still weakened. If nothing else, we can always restore. Oh, that's flower power. Never mind. We always got the mushrooms. We got the shrooms. Like the stomping that's happening. I'm gonna go ahead and shroom myself up real quick. Chomp, 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 chomp. I'm gonna, like, see if we can focus these motherfuckers, because they might still be pretty weak from the fight earlier. Oh, okay, only 1 damage. Not too bad, but they do 1 damage as well, so it does add up. Burns all enemies. Oh, get him out of here. Love to see it. Excellent. Thank you, Pelican. So yeah, some extra deets. Also, yeah, those are only fire flower. That was a pretty sweet item. Love to get more of that in our future. We'll get Tattle on this slide to see what his HP looks like. Ooh, he's got a new one for us. Alright, so the worst he can do for now is 2 HP of damage. Let's see if we can seal the deal here. Lucky! Love to see it. Got his ass, not too bad. There's some awful things to resist demon. No, I know how that goes. So this is the more or less what I expect with leveling Mario like it was with Mario RPG. So max HP, flower power. Oh badge power, that's kind of nice. I feel like I should just go HP. HP seems like a solid choice. Flower power will probably come in pretty handy though. We'll go from 5 to 10, which is pretty huge actually. I would say I'm between these two. Flower power 10 would be pretty dope. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for flower power. Glass cannon. Yeah, same energy. Same energy when it comes to recognizing when it can be. Oh wait, we can still see them in there. Ooh. He's like, hey man, can we take a second? Don't press it for sure. It's dangerous. Oh, you can target the tree? Oh, I didn't think the tree was targetable. That's good to know. I'll have to be more observant about things in the battlefield then. Thanks for pointing that out, D-Man. It's true, I already pressed it. Are they gonna launch into space like a rocket? Nope, he's sinking. Did I flush him like a toilet? What? It's unfolding like a paper diorama. Oh, made the bridge. I do love the visuals, Alina. And like the style of the cutscenes and just the paper aesthetic. Wonderful. There was an X. Oh yeah, I just wasn't paying close enough attention then. So that's a good reminder to be more observant for these things. So yeah, that does open the bridge. Ooh. Let's backtrack a little bit, see if there's anything else worth sniffing out. It's the fortress, that's right, we know all about that. Can I get the mushroom on this one this time? We'll get a quick snipe on him. Alright, it's 2 of them. Now, did that replenish our... It did replenish our flower power, which is nice. Alright, so never mind, I was gonna go back to get a quick restore. It looks like that level already did restore our stuff. It's a good to know that's how this game works. When you get a level, you get full everything. Full health, full flower powers, all the juice. Also kind of surprised that the number of star diddly boppers it takes to level you up seems like it stays consistent at 100, which is surprising. I would assume it would take more to level. With like, you know, more points to level each time. Maybe certain enemies drop fewer star points as you go along. Some kind of way to like help that progression not feel grindy. Yeah, the automatic refill, exactly. Yeah, some games, actually a lot of games back in the day, back in this game's day, handled levels this way, but not all. So it's like, ooh, sometimes I have to be extra cautious. Have a good night, Alina. Thanks for hanging out, friend. It's always nice to get a chat with you. Multiple coins? No, just one. Yeah, it's like this game definitely makes me want to check every little thing whenever I can find it. Like this over here, for instance. It's probably nothing. Ooh, but... What if it wasn't nothing? Hey, look at that. Is that a Shrinky Dink? It's a Super Shroom. Ooh, that's a big restore. Nice. That's for a rainy day. I was hoping I could try to check this bush. This bush cannot be inspected. It's an illegal bush. This fucking dude. Freaking Cammy. Thought she was gonna delete the bridge. Oh, save and continue. Spike ball pendulums swinging ominously in the breeze. Your evilness. Because he begged me. He was groveling. It was embarrassing. What a wimp. He's like, we don't have to be nervous, right? He's a small fry. I mean, it's like I had factored his failure into my calculations. Get that star rod, so you got nothing to fear. Ooh, they've captured them. Oh, right, we saw that at the beginning. That's right. So they've been captured, but they were still able to communicate with us somehow. Guarded by your hand-picked subjects. Oh, thanks for telling this to us. The player that is Koopa Bros Fortress. I appreciate this, like, this exposition that Bowser and Cammy are giving us. And it all comes from Bowser's, like, what's the word? Lack of confidence. Think of the Hydrate Lux. I would say 2-hour mark, more or less the halfway point of the stream. Time for a drop of the cough variety. Well, it's really, we call them cough drops. Really, it's to drop the amount of times we're coughing. Hence, or it's you know, it's to raise the comfort level, drop the uncomfort level. Mustn't worry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I am worried. Oh, what in the world? The Koopa Bros! D-Man called it. I'm gonna love the Koopa Bros. Ooh, Pelican with the redemption. Realism or abstract? Hit me with abstract, Pelican. And Demon, you're correct. I'm a big fan of the Koopa Bros already. Oh, really, Pelican? I'm trying to think which one it would have been. Because it probably would have, because you've been around for a while, it probably would have been at least a year or so ago. But whichever one it is, it's definitely still in the Discord server. They're all there. Even the ones that are wink too hot for Twitch or too hot for Discord. There's a few we had to upload to Imgur because the auto filter things they were actually like false positives. There really wasn't anything dangerous, but Discord gets a little bit cavalier sometimes. Can they get the job done? You remind me of the Power Rangers-esque troop that you fight in Mario RPG. And the name escapes me, but I always like that fight. It's such a cool and dynamic fight. And it's challenging, but it's really freaking good. The Green Worm. I might know it if I saw it. Very wholesome. We don't do a lot of wholesome well, we sometimes don't do wholesome drawings, but that does sound pleasant. The Goomba King was gigantic. His numbers were not quite, but we got that shit though. Huge, but a Wimpola. You get the power of teamwork. There are several of them. That's right, D-Man. They had the axes. Yeah, those guys were cool as fuck. That's a fun fight. I think we're the last ones in the game, too. It's fairly late in the game. What's that attack you do so well? I like they don't show it to us, the viewer, the player. We're left to our own imaginations for this one. What could they be showing us off screen that has Bowser in awe? I wonder. I'm not easily impressed, he says. Finish him. Like Koopa Brothers. Oh, by the way, about that Star Spirit. Who's guarding it? Yeah, if you guys are here. Oh, whoops. Well, that's awkward. It's a race back to the spirit. The Star Spirit. I mean, not literally, because, you know, these things happen in a sequence. These are scripted, so it's not actually a race. This is no Majora's Mask. Although, talk about a game that was ahead of its time and had some pretty impressive mechanics when it came to how the order of events was very much a dynamic system in that game. So if it works, it'll make bad guys fall asleep, but no guarantees, obviously, because some enemies will most likely be immune. Good for crowd control, though. Smack them trees. Ooh. Ooh, what's this? Oh my goodness. That's kind of nice that this allows us to hit any enemy, anytime. Anytime, anywhere with a hammer. It does cost 2. I'm gonna see if for now this would really be an issue, but if we find ourselves fighting a bunch of flying bad guys, and the hammer is like determined to be the best one. Oh, well, the other thing too is that it would also cost flower points. Whereas this one is just like an always pleasant thing. It'd be nice if I could see like more deets about the hammer throw. Actually, yeah, if I do this. There we go. So it doesn't say like, yeah, uses a lot of attack power. Okay. Because like, there's no guarantee this would do a lot of damage per se, just so they can hit anywhere. I think we'll keep power jump for now, but if we find ourselves fighting a lot of flying guys, that could be coming in handy. Especially if we get things to power up our hammer. So much so like where the hammer does more damage than our jumps, for instance. That I think would make sense. Toe down. Town's in an uproar. It's pandemonium, dude. I'll do my darndest. And I think this pipe is how we got here, isn't it, in the first place, isn't it? It is! Something about Luigi just chilling and just singing by himself is very, like, very cozy. Very wholesome. The castle craziness. He's like, what in the world? Yeah, he's like, he gets to have all the fun, and I'm stuck back here at home. The most compelling adventure of all. House sitting. When in doubt, just smack things with hammers. So confirm you can't you know, injure others, probably for the best. Luigi, have we ever checked the bushes behind the house? By the way, why do we have several pipes that we have just chilling in the backyard? I thought for sure they'd have something back here. He's a good bro, can confirm. In the world of many good gaming bros, he is up there. Some of you might have heard me talk about this before, how I try to keep up decently well with the MagFest scene of video game like remix artists and people, basically people who make sometimes covers of video game music, or maybe music inspired by video game music, or like just basically it's a pretty cool and fairly large scene of music creators that, yeah, all have a common link around video games and the passion behind them and just the fun art around it, and lots of cool stuff, lots of passion projects, lots of cool stuff there. And one of my favorite video game cover bands that I follow, they're called the Super Guitar Brothers. They're actually coming to St. Louis, I think, in July, and I'm considering going to the show. It'd be a pretty cool time. Steve and Sam are both very cool guys, and I've met them before at previous MagFests. And I tell all that because, again, the band name is Super Guitar Brothers, and there was an instance where they were being interviewed at like a local, because they're very good, and they've received national attention because there was a contest years ago, like 10 or so years ago, where people could submit covers of Nintendo music, and the winners would be like flown to Japan. They would meet a bunch of Nintendo folks. They'd get a bunch of cool swag. I think they ended up getting second place in this competition. And they think they still got to do some cool things. There's a really cool video of Shigeru Miyamoto and another person whose name escapes me, but one of the other people that worked on the original Mario Brothers. They're both watching them play their cover. It was a cover of one of the Mario songs, and like they're kind of bobbing their heads to it. Of course, the song is an instrumental, so there's no lyrics or anything. So so you're watching this Nintendo, you know, OGs enjoying some like a fun cover made by some friends of mine, which is funny. So it's like cool to watch this video of like there's Shigeru Miyamoto, the man himself, enjoying a creation by these cool dudes. Anyway, this is a long story, but I promise we're going somewhere here. They were being interviewed on this like local news station for this whole event. However, the news station that was interviewing them clearly wasn't that up to speed with video games and Mario references and video game music and that kind of thing. So they had gotten the name of the band wrong when they were interviewing them. So throughout the interview, they neglected to include the word super in their band name. So they'd be like interviewing them, Sam, a member of the Guitar Brothers. It's like, oh my god. So now that they're on tour and there's like, you know, people are commenting on their posts, it's like, hello, Steve and Sam. I hope Steve Guitar and Sam Guitar. I hope the Guitar Brothers are doing well. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Here. Let me take a very brief aside. I'm gonna try to be fast here. I'm gonna see if I can look this up real quick because it's pretty funny. The Guitar Brothers. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Super Guitar Bros. The Guitar Bros. Surely I could find this, right? Surely. Even if it's just an image. Now that's kind of surprising. The image results are... I may have to click more. There, we have to click more. That's kind of strange. I have to do an extra mouse click. I was hoping, because there was a picture that was making the rounds for a while there. But sadly, it does not appear to be on here. Let me do this. Interview. The Guitar Brothers. Darn it. It's not coming up. Okay. Maybe this is not as, like, widespread as I was hoping it would be. Yeah, maybe this is like more... Maybe this is a deeper cut than I was expecting it to be. That's a shame. What I can show you It's the thing I was mentioning earlier with Shigeru Miyamoto. Surely I can find this. The problem... Oh, it's because... Okay, let's do this. Quotes around Super Guitar Bros. Darn it, I can't find this either. Okay, well, clearly these things that I'm referencing are much harder to find than I was expecting. So, clearly, I thought I had it all figured out. That's okay. If I find them later on, I'll post them to the Discord server just because... The place where I've seen these things were on Facebook, because I'm friends with Steve on Facebook. So, you know, again, I've met them a number of times. So I'm friends with Steve, and I see the more personal things that he shares. And I was hoping these things were in other places, but I don't want to like dig through Facebook right now just because, you know, that has people's last names on it. But clearly his last name is Guitar, obviously. Anyway, yes, there's our stat sheet, by the way. So we have a mild 77 badges left. It's just a few 157 star pieces remaining. Hardly an issue, honestly. No enemy, so we can become bamboozled by enemy first strikes. Good to know. By the way, I should have mentioned this earlier. Feel free to let me know if the audio balance is subpar. Okay, we have a nap option here. We like that the bros have bunk beds. It's nice. But yeah, if you have a hard time hearing the game audio or if the game audio is too loud, feel free to let me know. I'm always down for audio advice when it comes to the mix, the overall balance. So the box from Mario's letters, where letters addressed to Mario go. There's nothing waiting for us right now. What's this? Like how the hammer goes through the painting a little bit there. Also, this music is reminiscent of Mario RPG. Again, I know, I apologize. I keep referencing it. But yeah, I can't not hear the Mario RPG isms in this music. And I'm sure that is probably by design. Anything else, bud? Save the princess, please. You got it, Luigi. Doing okay? Cool. Thank you, Demon. Look at this studious lad. The wise toad, Russ T. He doesn't seem too rusty to me. He seems like he knows his shit. He knows lots of things. By the way, what do you think, Goomba friend? The smartest toad around. He's got lots of great deets. He knows many things. I do crave knowledge, that's correct. Riddle be this, Batman. Star Haven. Stars make their home. Where's the Star Rod? We've seen it. I seen it. And there's the Star Spirits. With the Star Rod, they grant wishes. It's because the Star Spirits and the Star Rod, the Star Rodney. Can I climb this ladder? Maybe not. What if violence is the answer? Clearly that is always the case, right? Doom and danger. What's our beloved castle? Outrage. I just express emotions by saying them out loud. Ooh, I like that. If only I could just hop, skip, and jump over. We are Jumpmen, after all. The earthquake was intense, and of course this whole area is built on a foundation of paper, so... Something deck of cards. I mean, there's metaphors here. He works, yeah, he's employed at the castle, that makes sense. I imagine that the Mushroom Kingdom is probably like a fairly large job provider in this game. probably like a, you know, a significant part of the game, the Mushroom Kingdom's economy is like the actual kingdom itself. I guess you would call it like the federal government. The monarchy for the Mushroom Kingdom is a jobs provider, a jobs creator, as we call it. Yo, JD, happy Monday to you as well, my friends. Good to see you, bud. I'm glad Dad's at home because I get scolded. Yeah, this is the equivalent of the quarantine work from home. Stuck at home with the kids all day, man. We're playing some Paper Mario, by the way. It's my first Paper Mario game experience ever. We're still pretty early on, but I'm enjoying it so far. The plan is to do a full ass, not a part ass, full ass playthrough. Both cheeks. 2 scoops. So we saw right around here, if I could smack this wall down, there was a little shiny that caught my eye. Yeah, Princess Peach is like, I'm gonna save her single-handedly. Hoping they would maybe say something different. Like, oh Mario, do you want to see the cool thing in our backyard? Can I jump into your chimney, maybe? New class. Ooh, very nice, JD. Can I ask which class you're going for? Or is it a surprise? I would not be offended if you wanted to be a complete surprise. Maybe we can jump up from the top, or maybe we could approach from the water somehow. Looks like there's like a little platform there that is eye-catching. These are dark days indeed. Aw, so romantic. Yeah, wicked. Yeah, sick. Just for you and nothing else. That's the fucking ride or die right there, baby. Oh, the Scion class. That's awesome, man. Heroes. That's really fucking cool, JD. We were talking about the Scion stuff not too long ago, or the bonus class things. Yeah, so that's what we're grinding up right now. That's fantastic. I hope they have some cool abilities. Does it still let you use summons, or is that like the pets? Or is it like its own deal? Wicked Toads. Tubular. No, I think this is a shop right here, isn't it? 10 items. Got item. Ask them to hold. It's kind of nice. Let's go and take a look. Chase some enemies away. We already have one of these. Flips shell enemies. Oh, I see. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that this is like the market square. It's kind of like in Ocarina of Time, you know, how there was the market, castle market. But it wasn't like, well, there was some residential areas. We'll assume that those places had like, you know, that was prime real estate with high rent values, all that jazz. We'll just assume there's like a residential area off-site that we just can't see. Because you're right, it's a little silly. Fireflower was great, by the way. That was awesome. Just go up to Impress A. Okay. We have 50 gold coins. I don't know if we need anything just yet. Anything that I want to sell. Don't want to sell that one. That's a good one. Yeah, probably nothing for now. We could always store things if we wanted to. We only have 3 items total. So I think we're good for now. We only have 1 healing item. Although, like D-Man was saying, we're probably going to find more mushrooms, so no need to buy them yet. Sword, twin machine. Okay, cool. Swap between them. Interesting. Yeah, so it has some like very unique nuances. So if you wanted, if you were really digging the summoner thing, you could stay summoner. But like, yeah, it's learn to mix it up. Sounds like the Scion classes are pretty cool. Were you saying, JD, that the Scion classes don't allow subclasses though? So it's like there is a downside, I guess. But it does sound pretty sweet though. I don't have it. It's correct. The degree. I have the degree. Toad chuckles, the Chaos Emeralds. I have one right here. I'm one bad toad. He's one bad mother toad. Shut your mouth. Oh, here. Oh, okay. It's got other. Oh, that actually does sound pretty sick. That would make sense, actually. So if you can still have a subclass, that's kind of nice then. Yeah, we checked in on our bro. Says, can I come over and hang out, please? Oh, but for sure I'd be able to bust that shit wide open. Training at the dojo. Okay, so the master is not there right now. Purify his mind and train his body. I'll be curious to know what this lad's all about, because I'm all about becoming more strong. Felicity, very good. Go in fighting section. Okay, so yeah, so it's like just a combat exercise, I suppose. So yeah, this is the part that made me ponder, because this little platform here on its own offers nothing, but there's a similar platform on the other side, so it makes me wonder if we'll eventually reach some kind of bridge. I mean, there's a pipe right there too. I was curious if they were going to say something different. If they were going to comment on the pipe. So I want this shiny. It's over here. Need to be able to reach across somehow. So with that, I've explored all that there is to see right now. I mean, I would love to jump back in here. It's not an option yet. Yeah, to my surprise, we can't break that down yet. Probably need like a souped up hammer. Let us continue. Ooh. Again? Nope, just the one? Okay. So in the center of town. Oh, and it's still, I guess, dangerous to traverse. There's a lot of good things in the south part of town. I think it's spinning very fast. It's just a giant gaping hole in the ground. Lots more toad friends. Merlivy, and Merlot. Merlovely tells fortunes. Honey badges. Ooh, I like that. So that's what the star pieces are for. Good. I would like that very much. This is Merlon. Okay. Or Merlin, rather. Stubborn as a mule. Rarely comes out. Read the stars. This guy keeps walking back and forth. His pacing makes me nervous. Blue gates. Back to the castle, except the castle isn't there. Minor issue. The castle was pasted elsewhere. I was actually wondering earlier. Okay, there we go. You just have to get close to get the deets. Oh, no surprises that time. These little lads. So they're like building something. a shop that's not open yet. They're all wizards. That makes a lot of sense. Ralph. Or Rolf. So it'll be a while before the shop's up and running. Good to know. So those buildings over there to check out. Yeah, here's the one that we already know about, the south side of town. It's a little bit messed up right now. Yeah, they're trying their best. It'll take a while. Just enough time for us to venture into other parts of the land. I like your little apron. Mint. Minty. Minty. Bubbles. Oh, very nice. You get their seeds and bring them to her. You got it, lady. Make a nice little garden. Look at this, like, villainous looking cluster of shadow toads back here. Oh, he's got a crush on her. Here, we'll check on those guys in a second. This roving gang of toadular boys. Do a quick save here. Let's kind of do this from left to right. Whoops. Oh, he's out then. Never mind. Okay. As the walls collapse, the door falls over. Love it. For me or for party members, that'd be kind of cool. Let's check to see if we've got anything. We do have some mail. Oh, I wonder if it's for his. I wonder if it's from his mom. Oh, it's from the guys we fought literally twice, kicked their asses both times. Maybe it's an apology letter. Yo, Warbird, thank you for the hydrate, buddy. It's good to see you, bud. We're playing some Paper Mario. We fought red and blue Goomba earlier. We beat the crap out of them twice, and now they sent us some fan mail. You proved yourself. Showed us that being good is as important as being strong. Maybe we could be friends. Oh, look at that. What a wholesome trajectory for this story. Red and blue Goomba Bros. Any others? No letters for now. Okay. What a good character arc, story arc. I am enjoying it so far, JD. Yeah. Yes, my first Paper Mario experience, and certainly will not be the last. I mean, this is going to be a full playthrough that I'll be streaming, but the intention is to eventually get to all the games. Will take a while, obviously, but yeah, I'm very much enjoying it, and it's been on my list for an embarrassing amount of time. I'm looking to see if I can actually hammer that tree. Can't really see what I'm doing off screen. We want to hammer trees because they can drop cool things, but it's like a sneaky one. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, it's only... Oh, really? Okay, because, yeah. I know back at Mario's house, there was, like, a little inbox for him, though. Just got some food, though. Oh, Warber, what kind of food did you get, bud? You know, there is a thing such as a mukbang streams. Or social eating streams, so you'd be surprised. There are people who are down for such things. No naps now. We're good. Oh, the Toad House means you can take a nap there. That's what that means. Okay. So we got the Shadow Toads to our right. Nothing else catches my eye. Let's encounter this roving Toad gang. Let's do a quick save. We'll jump into it. Super Paper Mario, yeah. We were saying earlier that Thousand Year Door and Paper Mario... well, really this one, Thousand Year Door and then Super Paper Mario, seem to be the holy trinity for most Paper Mario enthusiasts. Of course, Sticker Star, not everyone's favorite. My understanding is that Color Splash is still good, but still, yeah, not as good. My understanding is that those first 3 are really something special. Some baked ravioli, nice. I think that's legit. I'm a solid leftover fiend myself. In fact, for lunch today, I had some incredible leftovers that Gracie and I made. We made some rice and fish and Brussels sprouts for dinner last night, or the night, 2 nights ago. And I had leftovers for that for lunch today, mixed in with some other leftover rice that I had for breakfast the day prior, and oh man, it was incredible. It was like a healthy but like very filling lunch. It was chef's kiss, delicioso. Dangerous to go, they say. I don't know if I trust these lads. The Holy Trinity, that's right. Yeah, it was incredible. It was a darn good lunch. And I like lunches like that. It was like, since I have to go to the office on Mondays, I want a nice lunch like that I can like take with me and easily microwave. It was fucking scrumptious. Good time. The fish, for anybody curious, it was rainbow trout. It was awesome. Now, we'd made rainbow trout before. But, and the Brussels sprouts were like pan-seared, pan-fried. Fantastic. Because they all say the same thing. Okay. I don't know, man. These guys are... I don't know if I trust them. They have this ominous aura about themselves. But maybe it's not as evil as it might seem. Check this north path. Well, sure enough, the castle done got by Bowser. We seen it all happen ourselves. We were there. Pokemon D&D sessions tomorrow. Very nice. Some Dishonored. Oh, nice. Dishonored. Yeah, the original one, right? The first one. I've heard it's a really cool series. I've yet to play either of them, but I've heard they're both quite good. Lightning quick reflexes. Lots of Toads were on board. And it was a multicultural, multinational representation of Toad friends. And other representatives from other regions. So it's a who's who of the Mushroom Kingdom in that castle right now. It's like I want to look for opportunities for things to smack with my hammer. Secrets to find, maybe. Reminds me a little bit of how it looks when you first see the corrupted version of Hyrule Castle in Ocarina of Time as Adult Link. Maybe not quite the same level of desolation, but there's some of it. I'm looking for secrets, looking for things I can interact with, and as always, things I can smack with my hammer. When you've got a really good hammer, everything's a nail. Ooh. Okay, I guess that's not a thing I'm supposed to be able to interact with, but catches my eyeball. Sure, the first one, yeah. I've heard they're both very good. I think if you've never played them, Warbird, I think you're in for a treat. I think we're getting closer. Something tells me we're getting closer to the destination here. Let's see the top path. Well, I was wondering if I get hit by one of these things. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, if I get hit by one, I'm gonna, like, get knocked back or something. So we got the top path, which led us up here. Here, before I commit to this, let's go back real quick. I'm curious what the lower path is, because the sign is pointing us to this nice person here. This might be their abode. No trees I can smack, no bushes to investigate. Check out the house. If there's anything nifty. Yeah, I do appreciate that, D-Man. There will probably be times where, yeah, I'll want to seek out those kinds of conveniences, because right now I do like exploring, but yeah, eventually I might want to shore that up a little bit. That's empty. Yeah, here's what you do. Before you even interact with somebody, just start, looting their houses. I mean, I was mentioning earlier how I plan on playing some Oblivion pretty soon. So it's only fair I get in the mood of looting people's houses when I first let myself into their abode. But the first one, excellent. It's been a while. That's why you're doing the hard mode then, yeah. That makes sense. Once your fortune red, talk to me over the counter. Like this. It's like I'm a businesswoman, okay? Read fortunes while looking ravishing. She's pretty hot, isn't she? Those 2 yellow dots for eyeballs. Woo! Mercy. Lady about to make me act up. Ooh la la, she says. Read your fortune? Sure. Oh. Well, let's see. Oh, I guess it will tell us where these things are. Okay. I'm just gonna go investigate your bedroom. Nothing creepy, I promise. But never mind. It's probably for the best. Now, I know Merlot is a type of wine, I'm pretty sure. And I mean, of course, this is a game that was probably made for with the intention of an audience for kids. They probably weren't thinking of the wine when they named this character that. But there's a rapper named Wax that I can't remember the name of the song, but one of the lyrics, one of his songs is, "We're sipping Merlot, we call it Merlittle." I always thought that was cool because Merlot is spelled M-E-R-L-O-T, so Merlot, but it's a little, so Merlittle. I don't know, it's just a fun little wordplay. Let's see, he's got a big collection. Some cool badges, you say? Yes. It's got the menu, so it might be worth saving up for some good ones. Sound effects. Oh, that's fun. Or coins. Ooh, that can be nice too, actually. You're just immune to first strikes. Enemies fail to attack every once in a while. No poisoning or dizziness. That's kind of nice. Slow restoration. That would be really nice because that would allow us to use the fancy power sometimes. Enemy HP would be good. Wow. This badge mechanic could be quite nifty. Most enemies who touch them already take damage. Hearts appear more often. Or flowers would be nice too. Decrease attack power, but you restore HP per... Wow, that's kind of cool. It's called HP Drain. Well, it drains attack in preference for HP. Get more coins. Save a while for every time you attack. That's kind of nice too. Some really good ones in here, man. Increase attack power. I mean, this one's like a fun meme, but some pretty good ones. We should save up. That is very good to know. And of course, we're a good boy. We're gonna just mindlessly attack things from time to time. As one does. Enjoying Three Houses. Oh, but yeah, I don't know anything about Three Houses. In fact, I've actually never played a Fire Emblem game before, so I'm pretty out of the loop. But yes, my understanding is there are some crushing moments in those games sometimes. Sometimes they're scripted. Sometimes the crushing moments are the result of battles going certain ways. Hope it's enjoyable though, regardless. I don't know what it is, but I keep wanting to compare this game to Majora's Mask. This reminds me of the Snowhead entrance, dungeon entrance. You get that circular, well, not circular, but that cylindrical area. You have to like go up the ramp and kind of goes up and around. And it's at nighttime. I think that's why I've got it in my head right now. It's like at nighttime, so it's... For some reason, the aesthetic is what comes to mind. There's no snow on the ground. So that isn't really related, but still, is what is in my head. I'll break those stars. In fact, JD and I were just watching one of our friends, Gritoffy. He was playing some Majora's Mask last night. And I was watching his stream for a little bit before going to bed. It was a thick Majora's Mask stream he was doing, because there's our buddy, by the way. He'd been going, by the time I joined in, he'd been going for like at least 12 hours. It was impressive and a little bit frightening, actually. What's up, bud? I see that you're here, but you're like staticky. It's like fizzling a little bit. He's not done though, yeah. Oh, that was okay. I was actually curious, JD. I was in the other room as I was doing some dishes, or I was putting some stuff away. I was like, not like fully doing dishes, but like rinsing off a couple things. And I had the stream up in the other room, just like, you know, to give a lurk view. And I heard Gritoffy go like, "Oh man!" Like I heard something happen, and I missed it. Like by the time I got back, it had already passed. But in my mind, I was like, I wonder if it's the debugger. I hope it was clipped, because that's. I've never seen it before. I've never heard of it before, but now Gritoffy's got it twice on stream at least, which is crazy. You are a great debugger. So the 7 star spirits, I like they all have very unique designs, and yeah, they're all not fully here. They're kind of fizzling a little bit, a little staticky. We got to rescue them. Let us listen carefully. Phantom Hourglass, that's a good one. I mean, I'm biased. I like a lot of Zelda games, but Phantom Hourglass is good. Personally, I think I probably prefer Spirit Tracks between the two, but they're both good. Bowser, followers. I thought it said Bowser and his fellas. Bowser and the boys invaded our peaceful Star Haven. Bowser and the fellas. It's like a boy band or something. Bowser and the Bowser Boys. Memory crash. Oh, that probably would explain it, JD. Yeah. So it's like there's a memory leak probably, because there's a similar thing with Donkey Kong 64. Because per my understanding, if you attempt. Yeah, JD, you probably know what I'm about to say. Yeah, you already know. So I don't even have to say it. For those who don't know, the whole impetus behind the expansion pack, at least for Donkey Kong 64, the expansion pack probably is legit useful for Perfect Dark and for Majora's Mask. But for Donkey Kong 64, the expansion pack wasn't going to be necessary. The only reason the expansion pack was even bundled in for DK64 was because at the 11th hour of development, which is to say at the very, very end, they discovered a game-breaking bug where if you left the game on for like a long time, but not that long of a time, like an hour or two or something like that, the game would crash, and it was because there was a memory leak. And the memory leak, which is to say, you know, memory allocation that isn't properly disposed of when the developer is when the application is done with it. When memory is allocated but not disposed of properly, it's still taken up memory. It's like it's not being utilized, but it's still like reserved memory, and it's not being unreserved when the application is done. So that lack of unreserving memory means it's just building and building and building. That's called a memory leak. And if the game or the application or the process operating system, whatever it is, runs out of memory, then it will cause a crash due to said memory leak. So what JD just described, where yeah, there's a memory leak in Majora's Mask that if you leave the game on long enough, that makes perfect sense. Because yeah, in this DK64, Donkey Kong 64 bug that was discovered, they were like, we found there's a memory leak in the game somewhere, but it's too late in development. We don't have time. We'd have to push our options are to push the game back or go for a hardware solution. And they went with a hardware solution. That's why DK64 is bundled with the expansion pack, because it really just kind of kicks the can. It doesn't actually solve the issue, but it makes it so that if you wanted to crash the game with the memory leak, you'd have to leave the game on for like days at a time or something like that. Or maybe not days, but like a very long time. So per what JD was saying, yeah, it sounds like there's a similar thing with Majora's Mask where For normal play sessions, it's fine, but for power gamers like Kurtafi, who's playing this game for hours on end, then it's a thing. And the Nut Dad, by the way, Inner Demon. What's up, bud? Yeah, the Fellers, that's right. Mario 64, right. Yeah, in that particular case, it makes sense, because for the hacks, yeah, they're gonna be a little bit more involved than the vanilla game. But fucking wild, man. Absolutely wild. So that Star Rod, that's the key for so much of this. Doing well, Inner Demon. We're playing Paper Mario. First time ever on the Wii U. This is the N64 Paper Mario, obviously, but I'm playing the eShop version. This is my first Paper Mario experience, and I'm digging it so far. We're very early in, though. In fact, we've yet to do our first dungeon. Hoping we can get into it before the night is through. He's wishing for I'd like to trounce Mario. And I want Princess Peach to like me. Well, you keep kidnapping her, homie. I mean, I did wear a dress once, so I am an expert on women. But in all reality, I'm not an expert on women, despite my impressive credentials. So, but I'm pretty sure kidnapping women is not the way to make them like you, Bowser. Just FYI. They ignore such selfish witches, as they should. But right, exactly. Emulation, yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. It'll still happen. You're absolutely right, JD. So anyway, so yes, we were learning about Bowser's selfish wishes. Thank you again to Inner Demon for the redemption. Dexter is a dog, by the way. That fiend. That's right. Don't hold any punches, man. Don't hold back. Tell him exactly how you feel about Bowser. That Star Rod stealing thief. You might wish for more scary things. Yeah, there've been less helpful graphs, that's for sure. That's true. We need further empowerment to be able to spank Bowser in the ways that are truly deserving of a proper spanking. He's terrible to behold. So I gotta rescue these buddies. And then that would do it. That would let us break his evil spell. Just but an illusion. So we gotta rescue the 7 homies. Alright, no pressure, Mario, but it's all down to you. No pressure, but we're all counting on you. Save and continue, of course. The adventure continues. More cutscene times, by the way. I like that the bottom of Bowser's castle has the, I don't know what it's called, but the little whirligig that he rides when you fight him in Mario World, Super Mario World. Got a little smiley face and everything. The whole world depends on you, Mario, but it's fine. He's never let the pressure get to him in the past, hopefully. At this point, Mario's presumed dead, by the way, because she saw him get defeated and then yeeted out of the castle window, so she's being nice about it. She's like, Mario might be hurt. Bitch, Mario might be dead for all you know. He got pretty bad earlier, man. Something must be done. Called the clown. Okay, it's just called the clown car. Got it. Bowser says, I'll help. He's really trying, man. You can't blame him for putting in the old college try, but it's like, dude, you've already kidnapped her, man. It's you're already operating at a pretty harsh negative, pretty harsh detriment, I would say. I'm pretty awesome right now. I got this badass Star Rod. It grants wishes. I'm cool as fuck. No one's wishes are being granted. Bowser's monopolized the wish granting industry. All you need to do is ask, because, you know, I grant wishes, it's kind of my thing. Only the ones that I like, at least. And Cammy's like... Cammy's being less diplomatic, she's being more like... Bitch, you better watch yourself. Like how she doesn't have a nose, by the way. I just noticed that little detail. What dis? Little star friend. Little Twinkie buddy. He's a star kid. Star child. So he heard her wishes. Could you please, yeah, retrieve the star rod? That'd be pretty cool. He's already like, that's a hard one, man. Yeah, that's more of a professional wish, okay? Like a nice sandwich. Oh, that one's a tough one too. So if we could power him up, maybe. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Luxia. Starbab. Yeah. That word has other connotations nowadays, so... This was from a more innocent time before certain terms became more propagated. Find where Mario is? Yeah, make sure he's not dead. See if he has a pulse. He's got the smiley face now. Hey, he's got it. What a homie. Thanks, little buddy. You're doing a great job. My exact words, please. That is what I request. Whee! Mario, Mario, where art thou? Like we're having a soliloquy to the audience. Oh, we were about to, at least. Right, friends, I need to take a brief BRB. Dexter is a good boy. You just heard me say his name, too. He's a good boy. Oh, it just says woo rates. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I gotta take a quick BRB. My doggy has been a very good boy. However, his good boyness means that he does have his limits and he needs to go to the bathroom. He needs to go potty. Ooh, I'm rolling the dice here, man. I've said his name and I've said the potty word. Ooh, I said it twice even. I gotta take a brief BRB. Take the little doggy man out, but I'll be right back. Thank you again to Woo. That very generous way. We got Woo, we got Kubos, we got lots of cool cats in here. Thank you, friends. Thank you, JD, for shouting out our friend Woo. Oh, Ethan Carter. Yeah, Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Yeah. How are you liking it, Woo? Because I have not played the original or the Redux version, but it's on my list and I've heard it's a very good one. Yeah, thank you for joining in, friends. Yeah, unfortunate timing. Like I said, I gotta take a quick BRB. Thank you for all the quotes, by the way. Kill count of 9? Well, damn. Hobbot is a monster. What? What? Irasi? Irasi, you know I have a throat condition, right? Trying to inspire me to make a bunch of noises. Irasi, thank you, my man. That is so generous, man. Irasi says, you know what we need? We need some long men. We need some long men. And Irasi says, I am that long man. So let's do this. That pushed us well over the edge, as you can see. with our extra life point counter. I think let's see, it was what, 92, or I think it was a 97 actually. So yeah. Oh no, if it was a 92, then yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So that's the correct number. So we are well over, as you can see in the top left corner, we're well over the minimum amount, really, of the extra life point counter. So usually what happens is that when it gets to 100, I donate $5, but we got it to 200, which means I'm going to do a quick $10 donation using my own money to the Extra Life donation page we have going on. If anybody's ever curious, want to hear more about the Extra Life stuff that I do on stream, or learn more about, if you want to see my donation page, or learn more about what Extra Life is and how the money that we're raising is going towards Children's Miracle Network hospitals, all that and then more can be seen in that link right yonder in the chat. But thank you, Irossi, for that very generous sub bomb. It's been a while since we've had a long man. I mean, I like to think we've got a long man inside of all of us. Deep down. Deep. Real deep. Just the way I like it. Anyway, all jokes aside, Irossi, you are too good. You're too generous, man. Thank you to Irossi for that gift sub. Thank you to Woo for that raid. Kubos for the resub. Seriously, that is so generous. You guys are too kind. And like I said, as people support the channel, help me out, help out the channel, we're adding points to that top left number, that extra life point system we have with the deets as described to the left, or to the right rather, of that part of the overlay. $10 dono coming in hot. I'm gonna do this real quick. Thank you, friends, though, for helping us out, for supporting the channel, for helping me out, supporting me. It's very generous, and Ross, that is so kind. Shoutouts to Veritas and Mystic Soul, our friend Sean, Lux Rain, and Lemon Odyssey, and Al QC. That's right, I recognize that screen name. Yeah, lots of cool folks getting some gifted subs. Love to see it. It was a long one. It was a long alert for a long man. Yeah. That's right, Woo. That's right. If there was ever a time to not be suffering a throat malady, you want to make sure you want to celebrate the long man as well as you can. No, thank you, Irossi. Irossi is one of the OGs. He's been here for a long time. D-Man has as well, for that matter. And again, Kubos, the 22 month resub. We got lots of old school homies in here, man. Thank you, friends. It's very, very sweet. You guys are too kind. Ross has gifted many subs. Yeah, it even says right there 15 gifted subs. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I hope people know that it's not an expectation. I'm just happy. I'm happy that you're here. Your time is valuable. There's notification. I was waiting for that to take the numbers off. But yeah, that means we can subtract 200. $5 per 100 point bundle. But yeah, I'm happy people are here, man. I'm happy people are hanging out with us, playing some Paper Mario. Playing some Paper Mario and just vibing, just chilling, because your time is valuable. You could be watching anybody or having anybody up as background noise, what have you. If you're lurking, if you're chatting, it's all very much grateful, and I'm grateful that you're here and you're chilling with us, and hopefully having a nice Monday. As far as Mondays go, I hope this at least adds to your Monday in some positive way. Thank you, my friends. This was seriously very, very nice. Such a nice thing to come back to. But never an expectation. I cannot drive that point home often enough. There we go. So we're back into this one. And I see, yeah, we got the map here so you can see where we've gone so far. We've actually traversed quite a bit, haven't we? Just a handful of little notches on the map. We have ventured a bit. We have many more ventures left to do, though. Thank you again to Woo for that raid, and of course, Woo, feel free to get some rest, buddy. But thank you again. Thank you for the love. And for hanging out with us, my dude. Yeah. No, totally understandable. Thank you, my friend Woo. I do the same shit, man. It's late. It's like I gotta get my ass to bed. It's like I want to do the raid. I want to, share the love. But no, I totally get it, man. Thank you again to Woo. Woo's an excellent lad. He's a fellow variety streamer. Plays a lot of cool stuff. If Woo, if you yourself are still listening in, if there's anything you want to plug, if you got any streams coming up, or if you have any clips you wanted to share, or if anybody coming from his stream took any clips from his channel you wanted to share with us, or if you know of any things that he's got coming up, because again, Woo he's a variety man. He's a variety man at heart. He bounces around a lot like I do. Kubos is also a variety streamer friend. So we got lots of variety boys in the chat. Variety boys and long boys. Long man. First playthrough, it is indeed my first playthrough, Kubos. You sniffed me out correctly. This is my first Paper Mario game ever. in fact. So not only is it my first pape of the vanilla pape, but it's my first pape of any variety. Granted, I loved Mario RPG. You could say Mario RPG is pape adjacent, but yeah, I'm excited. Oh, we got bonked. It's only a matter of time before that happened. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. And since I love Mario RPG, it's I think not a stretch to say I'll probably enjoy this one a lot. I know it's different, but the overlap is there. Yeah, pre-pape. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I haven't watched him as much, but there's a gentleman by the name of Red Falcon here on Twitch. Everyone calls him Sam. That's his name. And I think we've actually rated him once or twice before. He's a really nice guy. He doesn't stream as much nowadays. He's mostly on YouTube nowadays, but he still pops in. And one of his trademark things is that he was a speedrunner for a long time for 1,000 Year Door. And whenever he would send a notification for a Mario 1,000 Year Door speedrun, he'd be like, he would put out a call for the Pape Nash, not Vape Nash, Pape Nash. So now sometimes I'll think about Paper Mario, I'll think about the Pape. So you gotta give respect to the Pape, dude. I've only played Super Mario RPG, but I do have 2 of the Mario RPG games, Mario and Luigi RPG games. Here on the Wii U, that is, on the console I'm playing on. So yeah, I very much am down for more RPG Mario games. So yeah, Mario and Luigi games, more Paper Mario. I'm super down for all of it. Hey, what's up, Glitter? Community games, nice. On Fridays, ooh, very nice. Excellent. Double your pleasure and your fun, winky face. You've sold me, Glitter. Thank you for that. Some Minecraft, Sky Factory, excellent. Good stuff. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for that summer. That's perfect. That's just what I was hoping to hear. Because, you know, sometimes, like, when somebody raids me, I try to ask, like, oh, yes, tell me, like, what you're doing. Tell me what you're going to be doing. If you have any clips, like, I want to hear, I want them to, like, self-promote, right? Because they've done me a favor by raiding me. So it's like, if I could, sometimes I forget, though. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, I get caught up. So thank you, Glitter, for filling that in, because that's perfect. Getting a nice little summary. Here's our little star friend, by the way. Some Minecrafty action, yeah. Like I said, Woo and Kubos, top-notch homies. Excellent lads. No, that's perfect, Glitter. That's perfect. Oh, that's really sweet, Glitter. No, I did not recognize. I recognize your name, but I didn't know. I wasn't sure of your link to these cool lads. But yeah. No, Woo's a good lad. I think you have. I'm a little bit biased, but I think you've got pretty good taste, Glitter. That sounds wonderful. No, he's a good dude, and yeah, whenever I always try to mention that I generally speaking am very much encouraging of self-promotion. Especially if somebody raids, like, that's like top tier, like, please self-promote your shit, please, because I love hearing it. But in general, if anybody in the chat, if you yourself stream, or if you're a content creator, or if you or about to get into content creation, and this is a thing you want to plug or a thing you're excited about, feel free to do so. The only thing is, I always make sure to clarify to not get too spammy about it. Rarely does it ever become a problem, so I'm not worried. But, you know, just don't be spammy, and don't try to actively draw people away. It's never happened, but, you know, like the spam bots that are like, this person just went live, don't watch this guy, watch this guy instead. Like, don't do that, obviously. But otherwise, yeah, like, if there's a thing you're excited about, I love seeing that excitement and that enthusiasm, because your enthusiasm helps fuel my own enthusiasm. So I like to think that it's beneficial across the board. Oh, that's so exciting, Woo. Congrats to you and to Glitter for a very fun anniversary coming up. Old enough to drink. That's so fun. That's so exciting. Just tell people you got married when you were like 16 years old, okay? I think that's legal in some states or something. But anyway, thank you to both of you for the kind words and for the fun, for the raid, and for just the fun chat activity. It's really fun. I love hearing about stuff like that. That's so nice. Sky Factory number 4, by the way, says Kubos. That's impressive. Do you both stream these, by the way? If that's like a co-op stream activity. Sometimes it's a little bit laggy. Well, that means you're winning. If you're lagging Minecraft from your constructed endeavors, that means you're doing it right. Man, when you were 15 years old, oh, your high school sweethearts. That's so sweet. I love it, man. That's just so fun. Exactly. Yeah, whenever you're having like a big anniversary or like a work anniversary, like, oh yes, my 10 years working at blank blank. It's like, well, yeah, I started when I was 12, so it's not too weird, right? His aunt was, oh, very nice. Yeah, that's fun. Small town sweethearts, man. That's so fun. I went to high school at a very small rural town, so I totally get it. I totally get it. Either redstone or just large things. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. And again, to me, it's a challenge. If you're lagging Minecraft, it means you're doing it correctly. You should try to lag it more. It's almost like a badge of honor if you can crash the game. This Princess Peach had a special delivery. Like his little winky smiley face. He looks like a happy lad. Lucky star. Action command. I'm curious. Yeah, creative mode. Yeah, creative mode is probably too easy. Seems like a thing that could be done pretty consistently. Let's get the explanation. Two separate chats for two. Oh yeah, it's understandably it's a bit to juggle for sure. I know, of course, there's a multi-stream stuff if nothing else. Like for instance, when Gratoffy and JD and myself were doing this thing. With Four Swords Adventure, or just Four Swords rather, we use that. But that's just for the yeah, like the Twitch chat, obviously. Cause yeah, push to talk, that kind of thing, or push to mute in that case. Yeah, we were actually talking about that because when we were playing Four Swords, I was the host, so I had it pretty easily. But getting push to talk to work for people joining through Parsec, it's a little bit tricky. So yeah, we were talking how investing in like a foot pedal for push to talk or push to mute would be pretty nice, actually, because there are times where that's a little bit tricky. Goombario is gonna help demonstrate something, by the way. Let's see what that entails. Lagging other games. Wait, lagging other games on a Minecraft server because of your... Oh, a redstone elevator, okay. So, full disclosure, I've clocked in like a total of like 2 hours in Minecraft in my entire life. It's not really my kind of game, but I like watching other people play it. But I'll confess, I don't actually know what redstone is. Because I haven't watched a lot of Minecraft in a while. But I'm guessing it's like the thing where you can like wire up like circuitry boards and that kind of thing, where like you can connect things. I'm guessing like as like a power line of sorts. Let's learn about the action panel. Yeah, electricity. Okay, yeah, so that's where you can wire things up. Oh, I feel bad. I don't want to attack my buddy. We'll assume that helmet's going to protect him. Oh, and you're the one hosting. Oh, wait. 5 megabits. Ooh, yeah. That is quite a lot of upload bit rate. So, yeah. That throughput's pretty spicy, Kubo, so I can't say... Yeah, that would be pretty hard to juggle, wouldn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. Where it's like you kind of rotate around. So it's like this person hosts 1 week, this person hosts the next week, blah, blah, blah. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, 20 megabits, yeah. I would also struggle with that too, Kubo. So yeah, I can't say I blame you one bit. The machines will lag it. Yep, as expected. Per se, right before landing. So there is a timing mechanic. Maybe the timing mechanic doesn't work until you have the action panel. And that gets you a double jump. Okay. Nice. So it is very much a timing thing. So now for retribution. That's when you wanna... He'll like probably put a little he'll like hold his little head with his hat maybe to protect the incoming damage. So okay, that's much better. Still, it's enough though, yeah. No, understandable, Kubos. And sometimes you might even take 0 damage. In this case, just less damage, but still. Different techniques to make use of it. Right, yeah. Depends on the attack, and probably like the special attacks have their own kind of timing dealios. No, I actually, no, Kubos, I like hearing about this kind of stuff, especially the technical details, because that is a challenge to overcome when it comes to, yeah, only so much throughput for upload and such. What's hammer look like? When the star lights up. Okay. Oh, it's not the A button this time. It's going to be control stick to the left and release. Okay. Keep it there and don't let go. Oh, I see. And then let go right as it meets its maximum power. For big dammies. Hell yeah. This is nice. I was hoping we would get something like this. This makes me happy. Yeah, the sweet spot, right. This one, it's different. And it's all or nothing, yeah. Because I loved how Super Mario RPG did it, but I like how this one mixes it up. It's gonna start to lag the server, though. Is it just because you have so much stuff in storage? Because I would imagine, you know, having a lot of things just in storage in general would definitely do it. Yes. As much as I feel a little bad whooping up on our little Goomba friend. Nice. Didn't quite get it there. A little too early. Let's try our own jump. Still a little too early. Yeah. I'm guessing you can't... Yeah, you only get the one nice. You can't get multiple nices. Maybe later. Mario RPG had the super jump where you could string several hits. Still too early? Okay. Yeah, because the timing I'm trying for is very much Mario RPG timing. We didn't get it there. A little too late. Damn. Still too early. I feel like I'm like too late as when I'm clicking it. It is the A button, right? Yeah, it should be. Here, can I just say, I'll just say do nothing. Oh, whoops. I was gonna do the do nothing thing. Okay, well, we'll figure it out then. When to use the defense. When and how to use the defense. It's not so much the capacity or the amount, it's just how it works. So it's pretty... there is a way that's efficient. You have a real-world bridge. Okay. Yeah, just gotta get a feel for it. Just like in Mario RPG. That's just how it is. Just gotta get good. Defeat me now. I'd like to see you try. She might even give me a raise. You guys being paid? So we of course have some items. But if nothing else, I got this fancy cool ass jump. Okay, I didn't get the timing down. Now this guy probably does not have the fun goofy things, does he? Oh, maybe he does. Yeah, he does. Very nice. So we all get the cool things. Oh, so yeah, I did get it there. I feel like I clicked that way early. Because I was thinking of like Mario RPG timing. Just that's what I default to. So I'm surprised that was on the money. Nice. Oh, homeboy didn't stand a chance. You kidding me? Shit. But it's a lot. Yeah, it's. I was thinking the same thing. I'm guessing changing the system would be an endeavor. If you're close to the end, yeah, just roll with it. That's what I'm thinking. The same thing, Kubos. It's like the which is worth more of the time investment. More worth the time investment. Oh, he's back. Just a little earlier. Yeah, I'm surprised because when I was trying the Goomba timing, I was timing it like right before the hit, and they were saying it was too early. So I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm late. So yeah, if it's earlier, then that's good to know. That's exactly what she said. It's okay, little buddy. I'm sure he will grow up to become a super strong star that can grant the coolest wishes in all the world. Like the best sandwiches or something. I don't know. So the action panel is a nice get because, yeah, that makes me more happy with like the battle system. And the cool dynamic things we can do. Castle is still not there. Still a sad state of affairs. Yeah, the hammer is more simple. Yeah, the jumping timing is a little bit different, and obviously the defense timing. The defense timing is what I'm more wanting to like get more practice on, obviously. We're in the time. Yeah, I'm actually not too far behind Chikubos. It is getting pretty late, and I have work in the morning. In fact, this week is especially worky because I have to. This is our like once quarterly planning sessions for the next like 6 sprints of development. So it's like all day meetings. It's gonna be it's kind of a pain. And I'm the scrum master for my team, so I have to be in all of it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, I can't stay up super late tonight as much as I would love to. Merlin is here now. But here I am. Yes, I've heard he's quite eccentric. But have a good night, Kubas. Thank you again for that resub and for joining in from Mr. Boo's raid and for just being a cool dude. Always been a cool homie. Have a good night, bud. Like I said, I'm not too far behind myself. When he visits, it's rare for him to come out of the house at all. Same, honestly. I could be accused of being something of a homebody myself. Oh, wait. Wait a second. I'm told somebody is here. Hey, what's up, Kung Fu? Hope you're doing well, bud. We're playing some Paper Mario. Yes, I'm just taking a nap in front of your house. You know how it is. I like your mustache. And we were already pretty flat, so we didn't really get flattened by the door experience. I remember at one point when in Smash Ultimate all the fighters were not yet revealed. One character that was requested by a lot of people, or at least mentioned online by people, was the idea of having Paper Mario, specifically this flavor of Mario being a Smash Brothers fighter. And I think that'd be interesting. Granted, I've only played like an hour and a half, 2 hours or so of this game, so I haven't seen a whole lot of what he's capable of doing, but I like the idea of like different Mario flavors. What I'm playing on the Wii U. The Wii U eShop version. So, not like original hardware, but legit hardware, if nothing else. I know there's also the version on the Switch N64 Online, which I would imagine is probably doable as well. He's a wizard, by the way. Something important, you say? I'm all ears. Yeah, I own legit copies of all of the Paper Mario games, with exception... Well, I don't actually own the Origami King, but I don't own Thousand Year Door because a used copy of that game is kind of hard to come by. But so when that time comes, when I stream that game, I will probably just go down the emulator route, you know, just to get the job done. Where to start, he says. One of your ancestors, okay. But a great appeared and standing to face with Oh, excellent details. Yo, Funny World, what's up, bud? Oh, that's awesome, Comfy. Yeah, you can probably tell this is my first time playing it, and I'm enjoying it, and I can tell I will continue to enjoy it a lot. But it is my first, it's actually my first Paper Mario anything ever. I did play all the way through, I've beaten Super Mario RPG twice and loved it. That game's incredible. And obviously this has some overlap with that game, gameplay-wise. But I understand Paper Mario is very much a beloved series. Same with Mario and Luigi, the Mario and Luigi games. So many Mario games on my radar for sure. Yeah, about 120 bucks. I actually thought it would be even higher just because it's been out of print for a minute. Childhood to the man. Yeah, I feel a little bad I missed out on this game. I think I would have liked it as a kid, but for whatever reason, I just missed it. So better late than never, I suppose. Booster's Tower. Oh, Booster's Tower has such cool parts to it. Yeah, I love Mario RPG. I played through it again, I want to say 2 years ago on stream, and that was a fun playthrough just for old time's sake. Intoxicated, and we got some Pearl Medal and some Paper Mario. It's a good combination, I think, in my biased opinion. We were so young, we believed in something, yeah, so some of the blanks are not filled in here. And then something, so... Ellipses and such. Gojira, I would say, like, there's some, like, proggy elements to them. Oh, we fell asleep, by the way. Sorry. And that's all that matters. Yeah, we got all the details. Do I do retro games? I would like to think a decent smattering of retro games. Because prior to this, I guess I actually was playing some newer games. Because up until recently, I've been playing a lot of roguelite games. So like games like Noita or Binding of Isaac, like those kinds of things. I was playing a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is very, very much a classic PC game. After this playthrough, I will most likely start my first ever playthrough of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which is really not that retro. This is Xbox 360 era, but still, we're talking 15 plus years. So at least by some measures, it's retro, I suppose. So yeah, I would say usually like old-ish games. Oldish and like indie games would be my you know, when I say oldish and retro and indies. That's my three-word summary, if oldish can be hyphenated. Sorry, we fell asleep, by the way. Mustache Man, you were doing a good job, but some details were a little bit generic. So come to me and we'll fill you in for a small price. So we gotta get to the Koopa Bros, that's right. Head east. Right, the one that was blocked by the roving gang of Shadow Toads. It was very suspicious, if you ask me. Okay, so I guess if I'm ever find myself needing a hint, talking to this lad would kind of nudge me gently in the right direction, which is nice because sometimes you play a game and you're like, shit, man, where do I go next? Or if you put a game down and pick it up a month later, you go, fuck, I can't remember where I was. That actually would be kind of nice. What if I talk to him directly? Okay. Sometimes they'll be like, hey man, to do business, talk to me across my place of business here. Also, do those trees replenish? No, they don't. At least not that one. Now, how's the shop going over here? Probably still in progress. Still got a ways to go. Alright, I was informed to keep an eye out for some seeds for you, for Minty. The bubbles. We've yet to see them. We're keeping our eyes peeled. I am liking it a lot, Kung Fu. It's hard to... Well, of course, we're only a few hours into this game compared to Mario RPG. So it's hard to, like, compare them apples to apples necessarily. The overlap is absolutely there, very much in the combat system. I feel like I really liked the relative depth in Mario RPG with, like, the different techniques you can get with certain characters, that kind of thing. We only have one companion, though. I bet we have many more companions we can get. But, like, I kind of like the complexity of having to manage their health and manage their flower power, that kind of thing. So, like, that's one thing I very much liked in that game. So I'll be curious to see what kind of depth is possible in this one. But I like the characters, I like the supporting cast. I love the paper aesthetic. I think that's for me one gigantic bonus that this game has over Mario RPG. Granted, Super Mario RPG was an SNES game, so it can be forgiven for not having the best graphics, but, like, this is delightful, and they really lean into the aesthetic. It's so fun. As a youngin', man, yeah. Oh, but he didn't beat it back then. Oh, so he came back as a grown learned professional. It's so charming. It's so fun. Yeah, there's many things I like. I'm grateful that this game is different and stands on its own compared to Mario RPG. I mean, I wouldn't have complained about a Mario RPG 2, but I like that this one does something truly unique. By the way, I haven't saved in a minute, so before we talk with these lads, at the old save. Also, I like that I don't have to select the save slot. It just knows. It knows which one I want to save to. Too dangerous, they say. I shouldn't ask Merlon for help. That'd be really bad news for us, or you, or something. Good to know. Good to know. By the way, I think I took a hit or two, so I should take a little nappy. A little power nap. I have to talk to him first. Take a nappy. Take a load off. That's how that goes sometimes, Funny World. Sometimes games are, like, much easier playing when you're an adult versus when you're a kid. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I'm like, how did I have the patience for this game as a kid? What the hell? Sometimes I have the opposite reaction. Now, to be clear, they said, don't talk to Merlin for help. For sure, don't ever do that, they say. It'd be bad news for us, they say. I think we had just talked to him, so maybe there's something else that we might have missed. It said go to the east, right? And east would be, well, that way for you guys. For me, this is my right. Because the webcam reverses things. Strange toads. Yes, tell me about these shadow toads. Shadows. Oh no, it's always totally fine having you here, Funny World. It's not an expectation, but it's always nice having you stop in. Oh, that's right, the Morrowind stuff. Yeah, actually, no, Funny World. I was just saying earlier, fairly soon, probably in the next month or two, I'll be starting my first ever playthrough of Oblivion, because I've never played Oblivion. But you're right, the Morrowind stuff was always fun, and I still want to get back into that. There are some updates I want to make. So yes, I have many things. Thank you, Lux Rain, for the hydrate, by the way. Yeah, I'm excited for Oblivion. I've never played it. I've played the fuck out of Morrowind, but I've never touched Oblivion, so I'm excited for that one. It's gonna be a fun time. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Kung Fu. I've heard that Thousand Year Door is like the pinnacle of the series. I'm still enjoying this one, and I know I'll also enjoy Super Paper Mario. It's like I know I'll find things to appreciate, but yeah, I'm excited for Thousand Year Door. I've heard it's quite good. Oh, and the gift sub, Rossi. Thank you, my friend. Rossi, you've already done so much, man. Thank you. That is so sweet, dude. You're too dang kind, man. Thank you. Rossi, you're a freaking homie. Thank you so much, friend, for that gift sub. And of course, to Funny World. Whoops, as I smacked the microphone. Thank you to Funny World, of course. Enjoyed the sub. And Rossi, you're too sweet, bud. It's gonna be real chill. I'm excited, bud. Ooh, JD with the beard trim. Well, you know what, JD, as a beard. Sorry, I keep punching my microphone. I'm trying not to punch you in the ears. As a professional beard haver. You know, I enjoy a good beard, but I never wanted to force beards on others. Because sometimes the upkeep's kind of a pain in the ass. So no shaving shame. Shaving no shame here. But thank you again to Irosfed, very generous sub. Gift sub, by the way. It's so nice. Yeah, I'm excited for like the narratives and like the stories, like the quests, because I've heard the mainline stories or quest is pretty cool for Oblivion. And and I'm also excited for like goofy glitches and wonky physics. The whole thing, man, the whole scene. I recognize there are mods that clean the game up a bit, but I'm planning on playing mostly vanilla. I think I might like use my graphic card settings to up the ante with like anti-aliasing, but otherwise having it be probably pretty vanilla. So, as it was meant to be played. Oh, really, JD? Okay, yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, with the webcam tracking, that makes perfect sense. So you have a functional impetus then. Yeah, just a little love tap. That's all it was. Just a little love tap on your ears. The beards inside is what matters. That's right. It's goofy. Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, that's the thing too, because I didn't play it when I was a kid, so you know I missed out, quote unquote, on like the nostalgic factor, obviously, and playing it when it was new and shiny and like amazing. Graphics are a little dated now, but still, I don't mind old graphics, obviously. So I'm very excited. It's just taking a while though, because to feel down for it, because I know it's gonna be a big game, so it's like you need to be in the right mood for a big, thick Western RPG like that. But I'm hopeful it's gonna be a good time. It's not even hopeful. I'm decided it's gonna be a good time. No question. Oh, he's gonna join us. He said, "Let's inspect these troublemakers." First open world game, yeah. I mean, I get it too. That's kind of how it was for me with like. I think, what was my first open world game? I guess either Morrowind or GTA 3. Just the openness of being able to go fucking anywhere. Like, really? Like, anywhere? Damn, son. Like, it's crazy, honestly. Strange Toads. Skyrim first, yeah. Yeah, that's the idea. It was like, if I play through them in progression, where from Morrowind to Oblivion to Skyrim, you'll kind of see the progression. And of course, Skyrim is a favorite amongst many as well. That game is still selling gangbusters despite being like 11 years old at this point, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I have some friends that feel the same way. Funny World. Some people love Skyrim. Some people are like, about it, but most people would agree it's still a good game. But it seems like a lot of people between Oblivion and Skyrim have their favorites, understandably. Yeah, mechanically, I love Morrowind. I love the story too. I mean, I just love Morrowind. It's a great game. The combat is fucky. All right, the combat is not the best, but everything else about it. Oh, love that shit. My favorite console? It would probably be either the I'm so predictable. It would either be the N64 or the GameCube, probably. Just because those have been most just nostalgic for me, and they have some of my favorite games on there. I mean, I've played a lot of PC games as well. But, yeah. I mean, I enjoy Game Boy Advance. I enjoy the DS and 3DS. But yeah, I would say N64 or GameCube. That's right. Yeah, yeah. The big daddy Dagoth. That's right. Dagoth and his homies. Yeah. What are your guys' choices? Because yeah, Funny World says GameCube. Anybody has opinions? I mean, there's really no wrong opinions in my book because like, fucking Dreamcast was great. PS2 is incredible. Again, Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color for that matter. Like, there have been some incredible consoles throughout the years. Switch is awesome. PS5 is dope. Like, it's all excellent, man. It's all awesome. N64, yeah. I mean, the N64 was my first console. It was in my first game that I ever saw with my own eyeballs and ever held in my own hands was Mario 64. So needless to say, yeah, N64 nostalgia levels are near lethal amounts. But it's a positive nostalgia. They absolutely do. Even Virtual Boy, which of course I've never played Virtual Boy, but there are some cool games on Virtual Boy I would like to play. In fact, I understand there's an emulator for the Virtual Boy that like disables the like eyeball screeching red effect. So you can like the Wario Land game I would love to play, and I've heard it's really good. So things like that I think would be kind of cool to try out. Retro, yeah. I mean, I enjoy a lot of newer things, and I like a lot of games on the Switch and modern PC games. But yeah, admittedly, most of what I stream is usually slanted towards the retro stuff. Like Noita, Binding of Isaac, Repentance, those came out, I guess Noita was 2 years ago. Binding of Isaac would have been like 6 or 7 years ago. So not new, but not old either. Just, you know, reasonably, recently aged. Duck Hunt, yeah, D-Man with the OG, the original PSP. Man, I have some friends that are still bummed about Vita kind of being more or less abandoned by Sony, because Vita was a cool console. In some ways, that they feel that it didn't get a chance to shine, and I think they're probably right, at least to a degree. A lot of cool old school stuff. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the old school stuff as well, so I'm slightly biased in saying that I think you're onto something, Kung Fu. Like to explore, yeah, and that's the thing too, when you're watching somebody else play Noita, there will be spoilers. It's inevitable, so yeah, that is totally understandable. Same with Binding of Isaac, like, you know, you're gonna see bosses, you're gonna see biomes and regions that you will likely see before you get to see them yourself. It's just how it goes. So that is totally understandable. Just cute ordinary toads. Don't mind their questionable aesthetic. Elden Ring content, yeah, I feel that, Funny World. I've watched a little bit of Elden Ring, but yeah, it's usually if there's a streamer that I want to watch that's playing Elden Ring, I'll usually just have an alt tab so I can listen, but not maybe watch as much per se. Do I like anime? I do, although I'll confess I don't watch as much anime because I'm bad about setting time aside for it. Because most of my free time is dedicated to stream stuff. But sometimes if my fiance and I are hanging out, we might watch some kind of anime series or maybe like a movie or something like that, but not terribly often. She hasn't watched a lot of anime throughout the years, so I'm trying to get her educated on some of my favorites. We're currently a few episodes into Cowboy Bebop, and she's liking it so far. And you know, I don't want to like, you know, overdo it. I'm trying to ease her in to these kinds of things. But she's liking it so far. It's like, all right, if she likes Cowboy Bebop, that opens up other avenues. It's kind of like, you know, you start from here and then see where the paths can trickle out. It's kind of what we're doing. Yeah, my favorite anime would probably either be Cowboy Bebop or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, personally. With a whole library and still enjoy. Yeah, there's some wackiness. There's some rough patches in the game's library, but some great entries for sure. Yeah, I remember you, Funny World. I seem to recall you saying that, yeah, you were in on it pretty early. Because in the early days when they were like making updates several times a week, shit was much more hopping. Got the SNES demon, that's awesome. It makes me sad I never had an SNES growing up, because there were so many great games that I got into later on, obviously. Mario RPG being one of them, but yeah, there's many that I still haven't played. I've still yet to play Chrono Trigger. Which is embarrassing, but yes, it's true. Never beat Final Fantasy VI. I've played it, but I've never beaten it, so I'm behind. Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, that's like, I always tell people Cowboy Bebop is like, you could go to an anime convention, have like a Cowboy Bebop pin, and people be like, hey, Cowboy Bebop. Like, it's always, okay, not everybody loves it, but a lot of people really like it. So you might even get people who say, I don't like anime, ... but I like Cowboy Bebop. Like, that's the exception for a lot of folks. So it's usually a general, like, thumbs up crowd pleaser kind of thing. Heavyweight, it really is, ironically. When it comes to, like, what's the greatest console of all time, I'm thinking the SNES has makes a pretty compelling case. And of course, a lot of it, it's hard to measure all these things quantitatively. It's very much a lot of it is qualitative, but still, SNES makes a pretty compelling argument for itself. Let us reveal these lads. I bet they're the Koopa lads. They are! Who fucking knew? Sneaky boys. The brothers Koopa. Perfectly disguised. Let's get the fuck out of here. Whew. It's a fun song, and I like their coordinated efforts. Thanks, Merlin, for the help. One part of the fortune. A blue-shelled Koopa. Well, let us keep our eyes peeled. Important, I like that word. So we need to head to the Koopa Village then. Let's check our map. Let's see where the Koopa Village shall be. Oh. Okay, so I guess it won't say, I think it might be further south then. Let's check the sign. Oops. Ba-bam. Wasn't path, Peaches got... Okay, so it's probably further east, regardless, because we actually can't head further south, I don't think. Further south is blocked off. PS2... 3DS, or just regular... Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, PS2 and PS1, absolute powerhouses. PS2, I think in particular, is also a pretty good contender. And I've never owned a PS2, but just the library alone is, I mean, just kind of speaks for itself, honestly. Dragon Ball. So let's see. So of those, I've watched, I think, most of Dragon Ball. I've seen a little bit of Yu Yu Hakusho. I've never seen any of Berserk. I've never seen any of Evangelion. I've seen a little bit of Rurouni Kenshin. So I'm kind of an amateur. I'm kind of a scrub when it comes to anime, but I'm getting there. Well, I would like to get there at least. But Evangelion I have on my... I plan to watch relatively soon. And I don't know anything about it, but I've been informed it will get weird and existential. So I'm excited, a little fearful, but mostly excited. I was gonna say, I think JD's a Kenshin lad. Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin lad, yeah. Yeah, so the south path is still blocked. Let's head east and see if we can just run into the Koopa lad. The Koopa lads. Or not the big boys, but the Chapter 1 intro to find the Koopa Village. "25, you're a young man, Funny World. I'm 33. And quick FYI, nobody has to reveal their age if they don't want to. It's a personal piece of info that, you know, people don't have to reveal about themselves if they don't want to. Whoa, that was the first strike. But if you want to, it's, you know, fully allowed, obviously. So with the knife, we only did 1 damage. So let's see what the head bonk does. Oh, look at that. So maybe he's more susceptible to jumpies. Oops. Let's do exactly that. Got his ass. Hell yeah. Did I watch some on... I did Kung Fu. I watched some on Toonami. Yeah, that was where, like, the vast majority of my anime experiences were consumed. Especially given my age, you know, early 30s. Bonk. Get the bulky one. Oh, very nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've never owned a PS2, but yeah, there's many PS2 games I want to play. The Slim one as well. Yeah, I would say, yeah, we probably trend slightly older. I mean, we play a lot older games for one thing, but... That didn't have to do the 2 damage. We were gonna one-shot his ass anyway, but I just decided it was worth... That might be enough to get the instant kill. It is. Love to see it. Stop remembering, yeah, it's like... There have been times in conversation where I'm like, yeah, I'm 33, like it takes a second. Like, I'm like, wait a second, how old am I? Happens to the best of us. So this hammer lad, or this helmet lad rather, he's gonna get it. I'm guessing if I were to try to jump on him with this little spiky helmet, not only would he be protected, but I would probably incur some damage myself. So I would be wise to be careful about that. It will, that's like one of the, when it comes to PS2 games, that one's probably at the top of the list, honestly. It's one of many sequels that I need to get to. It's that thing you see in ramen sometimes, little like spiral cracker things. I don't know what it's called, but it's this thing. There's an emoji for it. Crap. Okay, I don't know what it's called, but there's a... I don't know what it's called, but it's like a little thing you see in ramen sometimes, like the fancy ramen restaurants. The old school Toonami shows, yeah. Exactly, yeah, this is streaming stuff, but yeah, it's not quite the same. It's a different kind of experience. Well, let's double check that, actually. Next enemy dizzy, I'm not able to move. So that... Let's see. Some of these have like, you know, a parts 2 electric boogaloo. Dizzy attack. I'm guessing that takes FP to use, right? I'm curious. That actually sounds really nice. I think I might... I've been using power jump a lot. I think I might switch this one out. Because that actually could be nice for certain enemies. Maybe even certain bosses. First MG, I think that's how, yeah, that's how it was for a lot of, probably a lot of folks our age, man. Metal Gear Solid 1 was great, though. I might at some point go back and play, or even stream, some of the VR missions for Metal Gear Solid 1, because I do have them. That game, that is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, Luxray knows what I'm talking about. It would take, yeah, that makes sense. It would take FP, yeah. So it's not a, it makes sense that it wouldn't be a passive kind of thing, but it could come in handy. We'll try it out. Ooh. We saw one of these earlier. Can scare away certain bad guys. Maybe. Some bad guys, I think is what it says. All these lucky items. Maybe not lucky, but all these generous items. Things we sold at the shop. Sneak attack. Bonk. Oh, but he blocked that shit. So, oh, look at that. So the hammer, then, might not be wise to use right now. Let's go for the jumpies. Maybe I should have jumped on him, since I know these guys might resist my hammerly ambitions. That was exactly what it is, yep. So now his juicy center has been exposed. Hell yeah. Except he's not dead. Look at that. See, we are learning. We're getting good. Actually, I'm going to see if he is exposed or vulnerable with a hammer. He is. Okay, so just got to knock their asses down first. And when they're knocked down, seems like they are helpless. Which is all the reason I need to fuck their days up entirely. Bam! Oh, except I think I didn't get the timing down. Got his ass. Have a good night, Kung Fu. Yeah, I keep meaning to hop off. And I see the bridges out here. Here's what we'll do. Oh, except there's a thing. We'll go to the next save point, which is probably not too far from here. Because, yes, it is getting late. Here in the good old central time zone, so I'm not far behind. We only have the first... Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because it's a good game. It's got some clunk. There's some clunky moments. But it's a very good game, so I'd say it's very much worth. So I'm curious. So far as I can tell, this guy doesn't have health. So let's see what this does. Probably nothing. Oh, okay, so when they get injured, they can't move for a bit. That's fine. So in that case, it might be worth to just let them chill. Have them, like, either go full defense or just the do-nothing option for them. Bonk. So then I do a jumping attack. Yeah, that's how it is. So I'm gonna hit Hammerman. Or hit this guy. Oh, you can't target the other guy, can you? Okay, in that case... is it? Let's see. This one. So if you attack him... Efficient strategery. Bam! Got his ass. One defense, right. So you gotta penetrate that defense first. Twin Snakes, yeah. Yeah, my understanding is that Twin Snakes is a very good game and like a very good way to like experience Metal Gear Solid 1. But it is like a very different kind of... Ooh, can't get that yet. It's like a very different telling of the... Well, I guess the story's the same, but a different way to experience the story. Like, it's good, apparently, but like, my understanding is that it's... Is that there are people that say, like, ideally you'd be able to play Metal Gear Solid 1 and then Twin Snakes. And we can get... You get it both ways. Sleepies. Yeah, only the closest, that's right. So that knocks his ass down. So let's think about this. For optimal shenanigans, I should probably hammer... Oh, except I can only hammer that guy. So I could either hammer him... I could jump him. Let's see if we can, like, get the kill on this lad. So we can then hammer the other lad. I think they have 3 HP, don't they? Yeah, that looks like they do. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and finish him off. So I'm gonna get the quick shot on both of them. Ooh, yeah, I didn't get the time in there. Bonk. We should be able to get this guy with optimal timing like a pro gamer. Hell yeah, love to see it. We're learning! Mostly. 66, we were 1 coin short. The correct number. Now in Mario RPG, if you had a party wipe happen, I think the way it worked is that you would lose all progress in the game, but you kept all experience. What if this game has a similar mechanic? It's the Koopa Village is what we're looking for. So these guys do a thing. I thought it was a bad guy at first. Whoa! Irasi! Gotta savor the long, long man. Oh. Blessed. This is a blessed stream. Thank you, Irasi. Another sub bomb. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, Irasi. That is so kind, dude. I cannot believe it. There's a couple streamers I watch whenever somebody does a 5 sub bomb, they call it a high five. So Irasi, the high five, bam. Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Irasi. That's so kind. 4 HP, not 3 HP. Yeah, so we really couldn't one-shot them, really. Thank you, Iros. That's so generous. Thank you, my friend. And I promise it's not reverse psychology. I promise. It is legit. Totally not a thing I expect, but thank you. Got Lunatic Chef, I got Arctic, Chubbles, Grotug, Miggy, all excellent folks getting them gift subs. Wonderful people getting some wonderful things. Thank you to Iros. That's so nice. Unleashing the long man. It is something worthy of unleashing from time to time. And that was why I muted the game. I was like, we gotta save for the long man. The long man is meant to be fully grasped and enjoyed. That's so nice. Go to bed angry and horny. Well, I say angry and horny. You're angry at how horny you are. That's the best. I want to get that tree, but I can't reach it. No, all jokes aside, no, we'll be wrapping up the next time I find a save point here. In fact, I'm guessing there'll be one in this cool little place here. But thank you to Irasi for now multiple 11 gift subs in one stream. That's insane. And of course we had Woo hit us with the raid earlier. Had a couple new follows come in hot, which is great. So lots of nice folks. And Kubos with the resub as well. 22 months from Kubos. So kind. In big trouble, you say. Madness. The fuzzies? I wonder if it's the fuzzies from Mario World. Super Mario World. It's the same ones. The very same. And they're naughty. Oh, there's one right now. He stole his shell. He's stark, raving, nude. He's so sad. Here, I want to help you guys out, but I gotta loot some bushes, alright? I'll at least help this guy out. I was looking for a save point, actually. So I could just be like, I'm gonna save. And deal with this later. Gotta have some decency, right? Hope they don't steal my overalls. Then it'd be embarrassing. Yeah, exactly. To watch the overalls. I got you, home slice. I like how there's this animation for reacquiring one's shell. Ooh. Dried shroom. Just 1 HP. You know, sometimes you need a little pick-me-up. Alright, pick-me-ups. Those are from Mario RPG. I just remembered that. I want to fight these motherfuckers. Actually, don't know if I can fight them. I got you, bud. It was made to order. Well, yeah, it's clearly a customized model. Koopa leaf. Smoke weed. For flower power, actually, which is useful. For some boss fights, we'll be diving pretty deep into the flower power shenanigans. Okay, so I guess you can't actually fight them. As much as I would like to punish these naughty boys. Oh! So you get rewarded for successful spanking of these lads. Damn it. Come back here, you son of a bitch. You shell-stealing meanie. There is a set pattern that he's on, so if you were a real gamer, you'd be able to suss that shit out. There we go. Okay. I think the coast is clear, boys. House with a green roof. Okay. Do they say anything different now that we've cleared the air here? Nothing else in the trees. Alright, let's save. And then wrap up on a positive, fuzzy, crushing note. Like I said, since I'm playing on the Wii U version, I can just do this. We, of course, saved, but if I close this way, it'll also keep it as a restore point. So we have double saved. Like a real like a real IT professional.